En direct d'Etheris, de la Lune et de tous leurs reflets. Ether-14 Radio. Envoling Pearl pour vous accompagner ce soir. NKL.
Je suis Zinzin Ben Matin.
Castel Testio.
Oh, apparition expliquée. Oh.
Naouiel Al-Mugar.
Oh mais quel enfer!
Kotias Kamora.
You call this a ship, you miserable runt!
Yeah, you little runt!
Et Taimi Netsumi.
What? What the fuck?
Ether-14 Radio à l'antenne maintenant.
I think it's time we blow this thing. Get everybody in the step together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
You are tuned in to Ether-14 Radio, the radio that drives your link pearls. For those of you who discovered us today via this session, Ether-14 is a podcast around Final Fantasy XIV and its communities. It's also a phone-in program. What does that mean? Simply that you can call us live to react and also ask your questions. More indications just later. I'm just going to switch to French for a second. Habitantes et habitants d'Etheris, bonsoir. Vous êtes bien à l'écoute de Ether-14 Radio, la radio qui accule vos link perles. Pour celles et ceux qui nous découvrent aujourd'hui via cette session, Ether-14 est un podcast autour de Final Fantasy XIV et ses communautés. Et c'est aussi une libre antenne. Qu'est-ce que ça signifie? Tout simplement que vous pouvez nous appeler en direct pour réagir et également poser vos questions. Cette émission est un peu spéciale puisqu'elle se passe avec des invités anglophones. Qu'est-ce que ça veut dire? Elle sera bilingue. La plupart des conversations se passeront en anglais, mais nous vous donnerons au moins une idée de la teneur de ces discussions dans le chat en français. Si vous ne parlez pas français, n'hésitez cependant pas à participer à la libre antenne également. Nous serons là pour traduire vos questions pour vous et vous traduire les réponses qui vous seront données. Je suis Kotias et je ne suis pas seule ce soir puisque je suis accompagnée de Debbie Netsumi.
Rien n'est jamais simple avec vous.
Castel Destil.
Mais qu'est-ce que vous faites tous là? Ah, encore une histoire de créature du néant?
Naouiel Almigar.
J'ai parachevé la formule magique. Bien sûr, vous n'avez jamais entendu l'ancienne incantation. J'ai compris?
Et NKL.
J'ai de nombreuses heures de sommeil à rattraper, mais je pense que le jeu en valait la chandelle.
Switching back to English, during this show we have two honored guests around the table. Amanda Achen, a singer for several Final Fantasy XIV songs, and our resident Crystal Mommy.
I am the mommy of the crystals.
And Jason Charles Miller, singer for several Final Fantasy XIV songs as well, and English voice actor of Roban.
Hey, how's it going? Children of Eorzea, rise up!
And so now a little bit more information about how to actually join us. So we still are in our studio at Shirogane, Sector 22, location for the 37 indoors. So this is specifically for a Chaos server on the Chaos server. So feel free to compare, and it's on the Moodle server specifically. Use this Shirogane Southwest Etherite to join us. Rejoignez-nous, nous sommes donc toujours dans notre studio à Shirogane, secteur 22, emplacement 37 en intérieur, serveur Moogle du data center Chaos, utilisez l'Etherite Shirogane sud-ouest vers l'annexe. Rappel concernant notre standard, vous pouvez utiliser le point exclamation Discord dans le chat qui vous fournira un lien. C'est par ce biais que nous serons en mesure de prendre vos appels. Présentez-vous brièvement sur le canal Ether-14 Phone et nous prendrons vos informations et le sujet que vous souhaitez aborder ou la question que vous souhaitez poser. Encore une fois, ne vous en faites pas, si vous ne parlez pas anglais, nous serons en capacité de traduire pour vous. Vous serez alors placé en attente et nous vous annoncerons lorsque vous arriverez en live avec nous. reminder about our phone-in concept. So by typing !Discord in the chat, you will be provided with a link. This is how we will be able to take your calls. Briefly introduce yourself in the Ether-14 phone channel. Please tell us your username and your server, and tell us everything about your question. If you don't have a server, simply give your username. It's going to be enough. Inform us about the topic you want to react to or the question that you want to ask, and you will be placed on hold, and we will announce you when you arrive on air with us. And now I'm giving the hand to Enkael, and I'm going to be chilling in the chat.
So that's what's like. I think I could be getting used to this, because usually I do the intros, et c'est sympa de ne pas faire les intros, en fait, le chat. Bonsoir à toutes, bonsoir à tous. Welcome to Ether-14. So to go a little bit further about what Kotias was saying. So yes, we do have an open line using Discord, but since our entire Discord server is still in French, I will just show it to you. So if you join us, if you join us on our Discord, you will be arriving here with only these few channels. Focus on the Ether-14 phone right here, and just type your name and your question. Then jump on hold, and we will be checking everything with you before putting you on air with our guests. Pour les Français, je n'ai pas à vous rappeler, donc tout simplement, effectivement, posez votre question dans le channel Ether-14 Phone, mettez-vous on hold, et ensuite on vous place à l'antenne avec nous lorsque l'on a fait les différentes vérifications. And, so welcome Amanda, welcome back. Good friend of the show. So it's been nearly a year since you were a guest on our show. Many things have gone since then. How are you?
I can't believe it's been a year. Jeez, yeah, I was trying to remember the last time I was on.
10 months, actually, but yeah.
So much as time flies, man. Yeah, I've been good. Recently, I've been traveling. I'm actually in France right now. I'm in Bordeaux. Before that, I was in Paris, and tried to meet up. And very typical of Paris, I guess. I got pickpocketed, so
yeah, sorry
my
about
phone
that.
was stolen, and it kind of intercepted. Yeah, I felt it happen. You know, I was walking in the metro. I had my luggage, and they must have been watching me for a while because I was carrying my luggage up a flight of stairs, and they got me when I had my hands tied. I felt it happen, and I keep replaying the moment in my head, like, man, I should have done a back kick or something, or like thrown an elbow. Like, gosh, you know, I just want to smack pickpockets. Where
pickpockets are a play in the city right now. So sorry you had to experience this.
It's okay.
Typical of Paris, you're right.
Welcome to France, right?
Yes. So many. I've had 3 French friends here. When I said that, they're like, welcome to France.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay.
To tell you the truth. So on Saturday we should have been meeting, but it wasn't possible. But don't worry. But when I myself arrived in Paris, I was in the metro, and the driver sent us a vocal message on all the line, telling us, so there are 4 girls in the front of the line. They are pickpockets, so do not go near them or anything. Be careful, and be careful of pickpockets in general. Problem was, we were driving the metro, so people were moving on between the chairs, and every time a young girl was going through, everyone was looking at her like, is that her?
Is it
I'm
you?
not,
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Oh my gosh.
Worst way
Yeah.
of telling people they are pickpockets.
Some woman here is a pickpocket. Everyone stares at all the women. Yeah, of course. That's just it's just a part of traveling. But otherwise, it's been really lovely, and Bordeaux is so nice. I have not had any Bordeaux yet. I feel like that's very cliche. I plan to go to these dunes tomorrow. I don't remember what they're called, but it's like an hour out of town. So I'll be climbing on some dunes tomorrow, and it'll be nice. But yeah, I've been traveling for the last 3 months between Vegas Fan Fest and London, and in that time, I started streaming on Twitch. So I feel like that's kind of the main big exciting thing that has happened to me since we talked last.
We will be talking about that in a few. Dunes
so
of
fun.
Pila. The chats are trying to find where
Les dunes du Pilat.
les dunes du Pilat. No, is that it?
Yeah,
Yes.
I think so. Yeah,
Okay.
I think that's it.
Jason, welcome to
Yeah,
the
I
show.
see.
Thanks.
So,
By the way, when I mute myself, does it make that little noise to you too, or just to me?
no, just to you.
Just for you.
Okay, and the reason why I'm doing it is because one of my dogs is sleeping right next to me, and she's snoring like crazy. So I don't want anyone to think that I'm snoring. It's actually my dog.
Do you think I'm that boring, Jason?
Right. See, I don't want you to think that.
Okay, so we're gonna start the fight. You're a dog person, I'm a cat person. We've got cat people over here.
Oh, boy.
Or
We
are we
love
just gonna say
animals.
that we all love animals?
Yeah, exactly.
We love all animals. Yeah, animals.
I'm Team Cat.
Thank
When I was in Paris in 2020, in January 2020, little did we know what was coming, but the future looked so bright. But I was in Paris in January of 2020, and I saw what I suspected were pickpockets. It was like this group of 15 children that all of a sudden were swarming everyone, trying to get us to sign something. And I remember that I saw something in the distant past about how there were these groups of children pickpockets. So before I could let them get close to us, we ran down into the subway. I was like, I think those are pickpockets. They're coming for us.
Oh, yeah,
They could have just been children that wanted us to sign some charity thing, but I wasn't taking any chances.
Yeah, that's a classic method. So you're sitting at a table, drinking coffee or whatever, and your phone is on the table, and someone comes to you and tells you, would you like to sign this for charity or to support
Yes.
this cause? But they put the sheet in front of you and above your phone, and when they drag the sheet off, they drag your phone as well, and that's how it's done.
There you go. Okay, so hopefully I was right, and I wasn't just upsetting a bunch of
Next
children.
time someone is asking you to sign something, watch about this and watch about your phone. It's sometimes it happens with laptops as well on Starbucks. Yeah, there are many things. It's really not that safe of a city. Being in Paris, Bordeaux is much better. Bordeaux, Lyon, anywhere but Paris in France.
We promise, seriously, we're nice people. Come and visit us.
Where I am in Normandy, we have plenty of American people coming to visit the Normandy shores, where the Allies got in during World War II, and we have many sites of interest, and we see many Americans interested with the Normandy shores. So it's quite nice to see foreign faces on our lands. So thank you very much to have accepted our invitation on the show. We are here to talk about FanFests, plural, because the North American one was in July, I think. End of July, and you had been performing with. You, Amanda, you actually did 3 concerts, if I'm not mistaken, since you did the piano concert with Keiko, the Primals one, and the Ether-14 Symphony. So
Yeah, I kind of begged for them to put me on the Primals concert, and it worked.
oh.
I mean, I didn't beg, but I suggested.
Strongly suggested.
Strongly, very strongly suggested. Yeah.
You were.
She suggested on her
I
knees.
should have
But
I should have been on the piano concert. Dang it!
Yeah, just strongly suggest, Jason. They're open
Could you imagine
to.
what if I had just walked out on stage?
I think if you tell
My
Soken,
turn.
if you tell Soken you want to do a silly song on the piano concert with him, he will be right on board with it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Can you play something really out of tune? Some obscure instrument?
Yeah, that crazy instrument. What was the name of that thing?
Automaton.
Yeah, God.
Yeah.
It's both absolutely beautiful and terrifying at the same time.
I'd never seen one before.
Right
And now
after
they're everywhere.
that, I saw a great meme where someone did an entire Evanescence song.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
in
good.
harmony.
Yeah, I sent it to my friend who wrote that song. So I was like,
Oh, wow. Cool.
Yeah, he was in Evanescence for a long time. So.
That's awesome.
Too much internet for today, I think.
Yeah, seriously.
So how was it? How was the concert and meeting with the fans during these events? How was your experience of the fan fests? Because it was the first for both of you, I think, right?
Yeah. And we were both in Tokyo before, and I think I can also speak for Jason when I say that the difference between the energy of the fans in the audience from the symphony in Tokyo to the fan fest was night and day. Like, so exciting, the fans in FanFest, and cheering and loud. And in Tokyo at the symphony, it was so polite. There was only clapping. There was never any cheering. And if they were excited, they would just clap faster. I had never experienced that before.
Yeah, and even when, remember, after the first night, we decided, we're talking about the Eorzean Symphony in Tokyo. After the first night, we decided to go get something to eat in the mall that was connected to the theater. And what we very quickly realized was that
We shouldn't be in public.
Every single person in the mall had just been at the concert.
Yeah.
And they were playing the Final Fantasy 14 soundtrack in the mall.
Yeah.
Blasting it through the speakers. And then everyone sort of lined up to meet us, which was super polite. Like no one crowded us or did anything, rude. They all just lined up, and we shook as many hands and took as many pictures as we could until we had to leave, and then we high-fived everybody else just to make sure everyone had an interaction. But that was something that we were just not expecting at all.
No.
We just thought we could slip into the food court at the mall.
Yeah. Well, the venue was attached to the mall, attached to our hotel. So we never left the building for the week. Yeah.
Quite sad, actually. Have you ever been to Tokyo before?
No, and I'm planning on this time staying longer and exploring Tokyo and then Kyoto after. So Jason, you're welcome to join.
Thanks. Yeah, we're gonna try to stay as well.
Yeah, you should.
Actually, a little tip: if you speak English, this is for both of you and for the potential listeners that would like to go to Japan. Do you know that you can get really cheap SIM cards, like $20, to use unlimited data in Japan? And any English speakers have a big advantage if they don't speak Japanese. You can use Google Translate with short sentences, just short sentences. How much does this cost? Do you know where this building is? Short sentences, and it works really damn well. It saved my life a number of times, and it makes your stay that much more interesting, and you can go wherever you want, and it's easy transportation all the way. I cannot recommend Japan high enough.
And if you'd like some tips about Tokyo and Kyoto, we will be going there with Kotias after London Fan Fest, actually, for our holidays, because we didn't go on holidays during the summer. We will be going during fall, and it will be actually the second time we go there, and we have a good knowledge of Tokyo and Kyoto and their surroundings. So if you need any tips for your travel, don't hesitate to ask.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And so, so next will be London. How does it feel?
We didn't really talk about Vegas.
Vegas.
Yeah.
So let's go back on that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Go, Jason. Yeah.
But this time, what I did to walk amongst the crowd was I took my hat off and I put on a hoodie. And then nobody recognized me, and I could walk amongst the crowd with ease. But when I didn't, and they were like dropping us off, and then we had to walk to our backstage area, that was pretty intense.
Because the backstage area. Oh, totally. But sometimes we're in between makeup and some autograph signing or something, and we don't have time. Sound check. There's always something, right? And our green rooms were right near one of the main public toilet areas. So once people started realizing what was just down the hall from the toilets, people would just wait to see who would show up so that they could get a photo. Autograph. And of course we all love to do it. The dev team, everyone loves to do it, but when you're running on like very little sleep and running like a chicken with your head cut off, you don't always have the time to unfortunately do that. But it was cool when we could do it, to hang out with people.
Yeah, and then we had the planned ones too that were I think like 100 people got a golden ticket, and then they could meet us along with Soken and Yoshi P and Koji and the Primals and a few others, developers. Like if you got this special ticket in your bag, you're able to come meet us or take photos with us, and that was really cool. And I believe that's going to be, I don't want to speak out of turn, so I'm not 100%, I'm not confirming this, but I think that London will have the same kind of thing.
So
I think so as well. And what I heard from the Vegas Fan Fest is if you are the lucky person to receive the golden ticket, you can bring friends with you.
Oh, nice. So that was a thing. Okay. Because so you mean when we enter the fan festival, we get some rewards for being here, and in the rewards we might get a golden ticket to have a special audience with you guys. Is that
exactly? Yeah.
Wow.
For either a photo or for a signature, for an autograph.
Oh, nice. I didn't knew that.
Not confirmed, but maybe
We'll see.
maybe
If current trends continue, then
if not, I don't know when you land in London, but we will be there the night before. So if you are free on the 20th, we might get some drink somewhere in London. Could be also a thing if you'd like, but
we most likely will be in rehearsal. The day before is just like crazy.
and because the orchestra concert is the next day, we'll be rehearsing for some of the concerts at FanFest, and then also simultaneously rehearsing for the orchestra concerts, so we have to sort of reset our brain for the orchestra arrangements, and then reset it again for the primal arrangement or piano arrangement. So it's a little, it's your brain gets a workout. Your mind
This
doesn't.
time in London, you'll only have one concert of the European Symphony one, but in North America you got two. How did you handle this? Because it might be quite exhausting, actually.
I took a nap in between.
Yeah, in Tokyo we had 4.
Yeah.
A day.
Yeah.
Why does Tokyo have 4 and we got only 1 in Europe?
I'm so surprised. That surprised me. I don't know why we didn't do 2 in
I
Europe.
think that was actually I asked, and I
good.
think what happened is the specific venue that they wanted was only available on one day, and they couldn't accommodate 2 concerts in the same day. You know, a lot of times these come down to, you know, the preferred venues that are being rented, and sometimes it's out of everybody's control. It's out of Square Enix's control. It's out of, you know, it depends on like what is available, how it can work with the other events and stuff like that. So I think that this venue is larger to accommodate more people, but that's why there's only one orchestra concert and not 2.
Do you know the place where you will be performing? The Apollo Theater?
I don't know it, as in I've never been there.
But did you heard of it or not?
Yeah, actually, I ran
a-
into an artist in LA and told them we were playing there, and they were like, "Oh, that place is awesome." So
Yeah,
heard
it's
great.
it's a really famous venue. Yeah, it's really nice in London. Okay, so quick question for you, Jason Charles. You were the voice for Robin on 1.0, and then you came back as a singer for Shadowbringers and Endwalker. How did it go? How did you switch from a voice actor to singing for Final Fantasy 14 original soundtrack? Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, well, for Realm Reborn, the entire cast was in America. And then at a certain point, someone made the decision that they wanted to use British actors for the English-speaking characters from then on. So everyone who had a character that was still in the game got recast. And, you know, those things happen.
Yeah.
You know, it's well beyond our control. But the same company that cast me as the actor knew that I was a singer, and I believe Square Enix was looking for American male singers for the Shadowbringers song, and through the same avenues, I was able to audition for that, and Soken enjoyed my voice and hired me to sing Shadowbringers, and then additionally kept hiring me to sing other songs. So I'm happy to be involved in the game in 2 different ways.
I have to say I have listened to Insatiable for very, very many times. I can't even get a count of it. A really, really nice boss team is there, and it's so energizing. For a long time, I used it to motivate me in the morning. So thank you very much for this, and I think I can speak for everyone in the chat to tell you that Close in the Distance made people cry, yeah, all the way. Thank you very much.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, no problem. It's my honor to sing that.
Yeah.
We have some listeners listening to that tune right now in chat, actually.
I saw that. Yeah. I read an interview, and I wasn't told directly until I read in an interview that Soken wrote that song with my voice in mind. And that's a rare thing that happens for a singer. I mean, I write a lot of my own material for other projects, but then when someone writes a song with me in mind for it. That's a high honor. And for my range and everything else, it was like it perfectly in my range where my voice sits in a certain spot, and really I feel like shows off my voice the best too in that key. So he knows his stuff, He really picked the right key for me right off the bat, and I love singing that song anytime I have a chance to. And I am also on Twitch on Mondays and Wednesdays. I do an acoustic show, so I don't.
Yeah.
When I'm on Twitch, I don't stream games so much as just me live with my acoustic guitar, and I take requests. And I got permission from Square Enix to play that on my stream. They said don't put it in your. It was funny because they said you can play it on your Twitch stream, you can perform it on your Twitch stream live, but don't put it in your request list because it'll get requested every time, and they're right. So what I do is I play it once a month. Once a month randomly, I say, okay, if I fill my sub counter tonight, if my sub counter fills up tonight, I'll put up a goal. I will play Close in the Distance, and then anytime I say that, it always magically fills up.
Nice incentive.
Yeah.
Okay, but when are you gonna stream Final Fantasy, Jason? That's the real question I have for you.
I should start. My main thing is I have been a music channel, the entire time I've been a Twitch streamer. So I've never done video games live on Twitch, but I do play the game. I just haven't been playing it in front of others. So maybe I'll do that, and then you and I can do some.
We can raid together.
Yeah, we can raid together.
Oh my god! Yeah, great. Would love that.
Actually, we have something on the line who wants to ask you a question about your recent Final Fantasy 14 playthrough. So let's greet Agona in the chat. Greetings, Agona. Hello, Agona.
Hello.
Hi.
Bonsoir. Good evening.
So, tu peux poser ta question du coup.
Okay. So I have a question for both, for Amanda and for Jason Charles. So my name is Charles. So it's funny. So. I have a question for Amanda first. You have been streaming FF14 for some time, okay? Why did you start this game in 2023 or not before? Probably you just start to stream this game right now, but it's your first time you really play FF14 or no?
Are you saying why did I wait so long? Yeah, it's my first time playing, and mostly because I really wanted to understand the world and the lore and not just be a superficial voice, but to really be a part of it. Because when I speak with the community and see how much it has touched people's lives, I want to taste that. I want to feel that. I want to be a part of that for myself. And so better late than never. And also, I was talking about playing it for a long time. And while we were at FanFest, Jason was giving me shit for not playing it. So I had to start at some point.
Yes, that's very clear. Okay. It's funny.
Yeah.
So,
I love it. A Realm Reborn is quite slow.
Yes,
And
that's
I
true.
think Jason's character is the most exciting thing so far that I've seen in the cutscenes. I didn't know it was you, and then when I was watching that cutscene, people were like, "That's Jason!" And then I was trying to do your voice when I was reading it, and I didn't really succeed. So,
Nice.
but I tried.
Because I knew, so I started playing later after I was no longer Raubon, so I didn't pick Raubon's faction, I actually picked Maelstrom because I didn't want my heart to be broken when Raubon is played by somebody else later.
Yeah. Feel that.
Okay,
When
very
you
interesting.
Yeah. Tu peux poser ton autre question si tu veux, oui.
Yes, for the second question is for Jason Schwartz. So it's a bit different for you because when you sung the song to the age, so probably it's saddest, but what did you know about the context of this song, especially about the lyrics? Because this song has a very particular context concerning Soken-san, you know?
Right. Yeah. It was not shared with me right away. I found out later. I found out when you found out.
So during
When he
Digital Fan
announced
Fest.
that he was
Yeah.
suffering from cancer when he wrote that song. When I get sent something by Soken, I always clear my schedule and do everything that I can to make sure that it's my absolute best performance. And I usually send him 4 different options to choose from, like 4 completed options to choose from. And then based on his, we'll usually have a call on Zoom first. And then I'll go into the studio and sing it, all night and into the next day as well. And what I do that because I have so much respect for the game, the community, and especially him. So I'm glad that has always been my policy, because when I found out the context behind the song, it meant that much more to me too. But I was also relieved that I put so much effort into these songs, because they're, I understand the reach of it and how much they emotionally affect so many people. So that's I'm never going to stop doing that. And it's not that I am half-assed with anything that I do. It's just that when it's Soken and it's Final Fantasy, I just concentrate on that like nothing else in the universe exists until I'm satisfied with my performance and can send that back.
Because it's still particular to sing this song right now, because you sung this song before the famous Fan Fest in 2021, if I remember. And after that, it can be very particular for you, I can imagine. Especially probably for other singers. I think for other singers, when they have medleys after this context about Soken, yes, I can imagine.
Yeah, it puts even more. It puts more emotion into my live performance as well. Absolutely.
Agreed.
Est-ce que tu avais un message à passer après toutes ces questions, Agona, à quelqu'un ou une dédicace à
So
faire?
in English, so
oui, en English, en français.
your answers, no joke, your answers were interesting. So really thank you, and it's a big honor for both you to answer the questions for French community or a part of French community. So really thank you, and have a good evening. Really thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
And you can do as Agona and call us live on stream using the exclamation Discord, and ask your question to Jason Shores and Amanda, who are our guests for tonight. And I think, Davey, you have a question to relay from someone in the chat.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. And if for some reason you are too shy or you don't have a good microphone and you can't come to Discord on vocal, you can always come on Discord just to write down your question and we'll relay it. Changing topic for Amanda and Jason Charles. We French people love our food. Therefore, Eliana Kirisame from Chaos Spriggan is answering the following question. France is the country of gastronomy, the really good food. Do you know any traditional French dishes? And if you do you enjoy them?
And which
Gosh,
one do
well,
you...
I mean, last night, I know it's not the season for it, but I had fondue. And I probably should have had raclette because that's better for the season. But just in general, I've been eating too much cheese. So much cheese. It's crazy. Every meal.
There is no wrong season for any cheese.
I like that. And yeah, I've been hanging out with some of my new friends in Bordeaux, and every time we meet, they are like, we ask, "Are you hungry?" And they're like, "No, we are not hungry. We are French. We just smoke cigarettes and eat cheese." If there's cheese and cigarettes, we're fine. So I feel like that's a meal in itself.
What about you, Jason Charles?
Well, when I went to France and had fresh croissants, they ruined it for me for life.
Yeah, right.
Because I can never have a croissant in America again because they all suck. The bread in general, just being able to get fresh bread everywhere, was pretty amazing.
It's pretty special. Yeah.
So, bread
Have
and
I had
cheese.
anything more typical? Now I can't remember. I mean, I've been going to some bistros and cafes. Gosh, now, I mean, mostly because I've been eating so much cheese, I try to eat vegetables whenever I can, which is rare. It's hard to find vegetables in salads. But I've been having some pâtés, which is really nice, and yeah, I don't know. I guess
I had some really good frog's legs. Frog
you
legs.
did, yeah.
Yeah.
Tastes like chicken.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't had any this trip, but I did last time. I also haven't had any escargot. I also feel like that's very cliche. Do people still eat that? Is that just a fetish?
Not
It's a
that much.
fetish. Yeah.
What?
Escargot.
My father used to breed escargot, and they were prepping it with my mom and their friends, but I haven't seen anyone eating escargot in a long time. Even my parents stopped doing it. So
Yeah.
and I'm French, and I have never eaten frog's legs, actually.
Yeah, same.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just this like fetish that we come up with in America outside of France.
I mean, it is a French dish, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like nowhere near to the cheese thing.
Right.
We
The
have
cheese is real.
450 types of cheese. We will eat them.
Amazing. Okay, so do you have? I'm in Bordeaux for 2 more days. Is there like a typical French dish that I should have before I leave?
Bœuf bourguignon.
Yeah. So
Say it again.
Bœuf. So
I'm going to write it in the chat. You will just copy
bœuf oignon. Beef,
bourguignon.
beef
Bourguignon. Bourguignon is
okay.
bourguignon.
Yeah, please write it in the chat.
Yeah.
Ah,
There you go.
okay. Yeah. All right.
Bœuf from Bourgogne, basically.
That sounds good. Okay.
Yeah, I think you like it. I think you
Cannelle.
like it.
Yeah. Okay, great. I'm making a list of things I need to do before I leave.
And it's prepared with red wine, and you may have some Bordeaux with it. So.
Okay, good. Yeah. Beautiful.
Two
Thank
birds,
you.
one stone.
Exactly. Brilliant.
Last time you were on the show, Amanda, you leaked an information, and it was great to see that we got the exclusive from you. So you were saying we talked about the Eolian Symphony concert in Tokyo, and you told us you would be going for the same in North America. We all understood at the time that you would be playing during FanFest, and then we got the information that the Iodine Symphony concerts were getting out of Japan. It never happened before. So thank you very much for this for this exclusive information you gave us during that time.
Oh no, I probably shouldn't have.
You're in trouble.
It was perfect. It was perfect because we
no,
all.
I never tell on you. But I'm always like, hey, you shouldn't post that yet. I'm always looking out for you.
Okay, so I actually had a talking to in Tokyo with Soken, and it was translated with oh my gosh, why can't I remember? Koji was translating for me, and it was actually really amazing. It took about an hour. It was after Jason maybe even remembers, because I don't think he was allowed to leave until we were done, because we were going in the same taxi. But it was after this first rehearsal, and then I got called into Soken's dressing room, and it's him and Koji, and I'm like, oh no, what did I do? I'm in trouble.
I tell you, your leak was perfect, because it was quite obvious you will be on the FanFest concert, and FanFest was announced. So it was, and we knew FanFest will be getting back. So no
Yeah,
worries.
I think at that time I didn't even know the difference between the Eorzean Symphony and the FanFest, and that's actually what they were telling me about. So this talk in his dressing room, it was actually really beautiful, because Soken was kind of giving me the philosophy of Final Fantasy XIV and how it's different from other video games because of the community, and how it's different from, people feeling connected to movies because it's beautiful music, but that it's so much deeper, and people play with their friends and their family and are, relating life experiences to the game and the songs. And so it's very deep. And so he's giving me this explanation, and it was just so beautiful. And I was like, gosh, I think people would pay a lot of money to be sitting where I am right now, having Soken explain the philosophy behind
People would
Final
kill
Fantasy.
for that.
I know.
You think?
Yeah, it was so cool. It's like, oh my gosh, I think I'm the only person this has ever happened to, because it was ending up leading to, okay, you are a representative. People think of you as the dev team now. Please ask us before you post anything. Please get it okayed. Because I think I did. I think I posted that looking forward to the FanFest in Tokyo. And obviously it was the Eorzean Symphony, and people were like, there's a FanFest in Tokyo? And it just something got out on the internet, and they were like, no, Amanda. But to be fair, I feel like I don't always get every single piece of information from Square, and I have to double check with them. Hey, what actually do I need to know about this thing that's happening? Okay, cool. Now can I talk about it? Okay, cool.
What can I tell about it? Nothing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like this kind of story makes it that much more explicit to me that Soken is the true successor to
Nobuo
Uematsu-san. Because for international listeners, it was Distant Worlds concerts. Back in the day, they were introduced in Lyon, the town I live in. And back in the day, before it went to Paris, because you needed bigger theaters for such a performance, you had the VIP tickets that allowed you to have a private conversation with the Nobuo Uematsu that was present. 20 people could have that special ticket, something like that. And apparently they were all sitting in a small room, and they had him for more than an hour all to themselves, and it was apparently extremely nice. And to see that Soken continues that tradition that way of thinking, the way of sharing everything regarding his work and the work of other people he works with, that warms the heart to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
One of the best panels I ever have been to was the Fan Fest in Frankfurt, where they invited both Soken and Nobuo Uematsu to sit down and talk for about an hour about music, and it was so nice. And because Nobuo explained how he finds music when he's working, and Soken explained how he did it, and you were able to see how the two are really different in their approach, but how they are complementary one to each other, and how the relay has gone from one to another. And you also, this is something you also are able to feel in the soundtrack going on, because on A Realm Reborn and on Evansward, it's mostly a duet of the two of them, so, working on the soundtrack. And the more the game was going through, the less Nobuo was implicated, and the more Soken tried to honor the work of Nobuo Uematsu. And seeing the Endwalker soundtrack as un parachèvement, mais je vais pas le retrouver en anglais.
Attends, je cherche ça.
It's something that honors what was done and transcend
completion, perfection, something like that.
Completion to perfection. It's and all thanks to you two guys also, because you are a big part of the soundtrack. So I can imagine what it could be to talk about music with all of you guys in the same room. And speaking of this, we have actually a caller with a question about how you joined this adventure professionally. So let's greet Alia Aeno on the show. Greetings, Alia. Hello, Alia.
Oh, okay. Good evening.
Hi.
So, tu peux poser ta question. You may ask your question.
So I have the same question for both of you. I wanted to know, how did you get involved in a professional plan on Final Fantasy XIV Adventure?
For me, it was in 2014. The Distant Worlds concert came through Los Angeles, and I was hired as the soloist. Besides Susan Calloway, she was on that concert as well, as she continues to be. So I got to meet her. And I had a few solos. I sang Heavensward and something else. I don't remember what the song was. There weren't actually lyrics. It was just like oohs and ahs, but it was really, really nice. And from that concert, I made an impression on Soken, and we exchanged business cards backstage because I wanted to work with him and he wanted to work with me. And in Japan, business cards are a really big deal. They're not so much in the States. I kind of thought, okay, I'll give it to this guy. He's not going to call me, like whatever. And a year later, I get an email from him, and he's like, "Hey, do you want to sing a theme for Final Fantasy XIV?" And I was like, "Yep." So that's how that happened. Yeah.
What about you, Jason?
Yeah,
Yes.
for me, obviously, originally, if we're talking about as an actor first, which is really funny because I've been a singer, since I was 6 years old, I've been performing in front of audiences, and had a career as a musician and as a singer well before being a voice actor. But now I have been a voice actor for over 20 years, in addition to still being a singer. But I auditioned for the role and got it, and then later the same casting agent that cast me as Raoban was the same one that then years later recommended me as a singer for Shadowbringers. And I think I answered a little bit earlier, he enjoyed the first song and then just kept hiring me for more songs. So really grateful that the songs that I was hired for were so significant in the game to be able to travel the world with Amanda and do all these great concerts together. So
Yeah, I'm glad you don't suck, Jason. It's nice to do concerts with you.
Yeah, what if we hated each other? We should
That
start
would
a
be
rumor.
terrible. Yeah. Okay, I like it.
Live today, both hate each other.
Jason's really stinky.
Oh.
I can't stand next to him.
Do you think it's because of the dog?
Yeah, it's because you're a dog person.
Yeah, or maybe she was afraid he was going to steal her fondue or something like that. I don't know.
Right. Yeah. Don't touch my cheese.
And
So silly.
Quick question for you, Jason, using the question from Alia. How did it go for during the Shadowbringer works? Because it was COVID time, and how did you record your part? Or how did you sync with Soken? How did everything happen for this soundtrack?
So I did it in my studio in LA, and he was on a call in Japan and gave me some very specific directions on how he wanted it sung. And then that's where I got into the habit of sending him 4 different approaches to each song, so that even though we're in different parts of the world, we can still communicate, and I can hopefully give him every option that he was looking for, even though he's not in the same room directing me.
Yeah, and I think you set a standard with sending 4 options, because in the beginning, the first time I did one for him, I think he only asked for 2 options. One just like how it's written, and then another one with embellishments that I could come up with, which, by the way, is probably my favorite thing about Soken. He's like, all right, do one with the ink as it's written in the paper, do another one. Now he asks for at least 3 because of you, Jason. So now I have to do more work because of Jason. No, it's okay.
But I love when he picks our embellishments over the.
Yeah, exactly.
Like he gives us that freedom to try a little bit different, and then sometimes he likes that more, and it will include that instead of how he wrote it. So that's really cool.
Yeah, it's fun because then it really does feel like we're collaborating, even though we can't be there in person. If you were doing a session with a composer in the studio, you might say, oh, okay, well, what if I do this? And let me try this. And you're both collaborating on, not writing the piece, but coming up with an idea together, instead of him just saying, this is it, this is how it's going to be, do it or else. He wants our artistry also to be a part of it. And it just shows the respect that he has for us and that we have for him to be able to do that. And it's just like the epitome of music making, in my opinion.
Yes, it's way more collaborative than we thought it would initially be, which is really refreshing.
Trust, even not even just respect. Respect is good. Respect is perfect, but more even trust. They know you. He knows you, and he trusts your instincts, your experience to deliver a unique approach to the characters, to the music, to the singing, which I have to say is inspiring.
Yeah, absolutely. Beautiful. I like that. There's trust, for sure.
Awesome.
Est-ce que tu avais quelque chose à rajouter, Alia?
Yes, I have something, just a little fun fact I want to tell to Jason, especially.
Okay.
Because I've started playing Final Fantasy XIV at the end of Stormblood, and I've discovered Shadowbringers with everyone else. But first of all, you just were a voice for me, so a singing voice, an awesome singing voice, actually. But with my husband, we were curious about who you are. And when we saw a picture of you, we were like, wow, the voice isn't not at all with the physical. I mean, you have an appearance of a countryman singer. So it's really there is a real cleavage with your voice and your style, and I think it's really. It's awesome. It's just awesome because you're surprising everyone with this difference, and I really like that.
I'm just going to piggyback on that because actually the first time I saw your picture, Jason, I had actually seen you first in LA by Night as trying to record. And so I was, hey, I know this guy. I'm sure I know this guy. I have seen him somewhere. And yeah, it's actually nice to see that I was right.
That's funny. I think the fans have dubbed me the cowboy of darkness.
Mm-hmm. It's completely that.
Yeah, you're the crystal mommy and I'm the cowboy of darkness. So I'll take it.
Totally, yeah.
It suits you.
It's the mark of a good professional singer, the fact that you can manipulate your voice in such a way to create so many different musics and singings and everything, up to the point that people say, is that the guy singing? Yeah, he's just that good, man.
Well, and I like it when people discover some of the other work that I've done, even in video games, because I also have sung on Cyberpunk 2077, Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, and Guilty Gear.
Yeah.
So I've been in other games, and when people sometimes have played multiple games that they've heard my voice in, it always makes me smile.
What part of Cyberpunk did you play?
I have a side project called Resodrone, and we have 3 songs on the Vexelstrom channel.
Okay.
Now, the way Cyberpunk works is they change the names of everyone because they want everything to be very immersive. So even Nine Inch Nails have a different name in that game. But the name of our group in the game is called the Cartizan Duelists.
Okay, I will check it out.
But if you look up Resodrone, you'll find all 3 of the songs from the game on our Spotify, Apple Music page, etc.
Yeah, and speaking about country music, you recently got an album out called Cards on the Table. Could we call it country music?
I call it Southern rock. I think it's a little too heavy to be country these days.
It's heavy. I was at the album release party. It was really good. Great concert.
Can you tell us more about it? Because it's promo time for you. Oh, sure. Yeah. Well, it's funny because I did, it's 9 original songs and 2 covers, and I took an Iron Maiden song and made it acoustic, and that is my current video that's out right now, and it just passed like 85,000 views, so I'm pretty excited about that.
Wow.
People are liking it a lot. So that one's called Wasted Years. But we've shot 4 videos for the album. So if you go to my YouTube channel, which is everything is under Jason Charles Miller, you can find all the videos there and find the album everywhere. If you want to order an autographed one, you can get it from my website. So
nice.
Get it.
And I have Jason Charles Miller, JCM, and I should add Cowboy of Darkness, I think, as a command for the the links for
Yeah.
Jason.
Definitely.
I did add Who's Your Mommy for Amanda. So who's your crystal mommy?
Yeah, who's your mommy? Perfect. It's on
Merci
brand.
pour ta question, Aliénor, d'être venue. Merci.
Merci. Est-ce que tu as une dédicace à faire ou un mot à faire passer?
I just want to thank you, Amanda, and you, Jason, for all the feelings you're giving us players through your songs, because it's just you make us smile, cry, having joy and so many feelings in the same time. And I think not many singers, video game singers, are able to do that. So thank you so very, very much.
Thank you. It's our pleasure.
Thanks. Yeah, it's exciting for us to be able to impact in that way, to have an impact.
And have a nice evening.
Merci, thank you, Alia.
Thank you, bye bye.
Et merci pour m'avoir permis de poser ma question.
Mais c'est normal. Et d'ailleurs, vous pouvez continuer, point d'exclamation Discord dans le chat, faire comme Alia, poser votre question. Vous pouvez même la poser en français, nous la traduirons. Vous pouvez également donc nous rejoindre. You may join us with the open line and ask your question to either Amanda or Jason. And Amanda, you also sang for other games, and one recently called Final Fantasy 16.
Ah, yeah, maybe you've heard of it.
Yeah, maybe you've heard of it. And fun fact for the listeners, the fact that Amanda sang for the ending song, My Star, for Final Fantasy 16, is the main reason why we are having this session tonight. Because when I checked with Amanda, talking about when we finished Final Fantasy 16 with Kotias, and tell her, "Oh, amazing song! Thank you very much." Amanda, I don't know if you remember what you answered me, but basically it was, "Hey, there is an interesting story behind this song, maybe worthy of a podcast." And
yeah.
And here we are. Can you tell us
Yeah.
Can you tell us about My Star?
Yeah, I'd love to. So during I have to be careful because I can't tell you everything.
Oh, spoilers alert!
Amanda, be careful.
The Jason police.
Careful.
So there we were hanging out in Tokyo. Okay, that's all I can say. Okay, I was hanging out in Tokyo with Soken, and I don't remember how we got on the subject, but he asks me if I can sing jazz. And I was like, oh, yeah, of course I can sing jazz. I have a jazz band.
Citizen Kitten?
I love jazz. Citizen Kitten, there you go. Yeah, which Citizen Kitten played a show for the first time in like 3 years in July before FanFest. And we're going to play another one, I think, in November, which is exciting because we didn't play for a while. But yeah, there's you can find some Citizen Kitten videos on YouTube. They're not like the highest quality videos, but it kind of gives you an idea of what we do. We don't do standards. We take like My Milkshake Brings All the Boys to the Yard and songs by Daft Punk and Led Zeppelin and just kind of like, top 40s type stuff and do jazz, very complicated jazz arrangements of it. But so anyway, I said, yes, I definitely sing jazz. And he was like, okay, let's hear an example. And so I started singing some standard. And he was like, okay, can you sing lower? Let me hear you sing lower. And so I think I just sing a different song and I pick a low key. And he's kind of like sitting there, like scratching his proverbial beard. And he's like, okay, this is interesting. I didn't know you could do this. Well, here's the situation. I have to record this demo that I'm writing for Final Fantasy 16, and we found a singer in New York, but they don't read music. So we need a demo, and I'm really embarrassed to ask you to sing a demo, but would you be okay with that? And I had all of my recording equipment with me. After Tokyo, I went to Bali, and I was like, yeah, you know what? I'll be able to record this. Sure. Yeah, please. Definitely send this to me. I want to show you that I can sing other styles besides just really high soprano stuff. So he sent it over. I recorded it in a day and sent him 4 takes like Jason does. And I just knew when I sent this that he was going to love it. I could tell, and kind of like I strongly suggested that I should sing with the primals. I strongly suggested in the email that it was normal and acceptable to sometimes use the demo instead of the other recording. I was like, in America, sometimes producers will use the demo over the other recording because they like it more. Maybe you want to do that. So he received it the next day. He sent me a really beautiful message, something like, I don't know what magical spell you have compounded on your voice. It gives me shivers and brings me to tears, and I'm sitting here mixing this, and it's so exciting. And so I was like, oh, okay, this is in the bag. He's gonna want this. But he said, I have to, we have to wait. I'm not sure if we can use it. We have to do all of these things. And they were still at that point going to send it to this other singer. But Soken, when we were talking in Tokyo, Soken made it sound like he didn't really like the singer very much, but they just had to find somebody, and that's who they found. And that was that. So I waited from January to June. He was like, I can let you know in June what the outcome is. And so I waited several months, and I was like, okay, I'm not going to get my hopes up too much. Like, in Japan, people are very respectful, and if they have a way of doing things, it's going to be very difficult to break from this traditional way of doing things. But I got an email in June. It was Soken. He was very excited. He was like, it took a lot of work and a lot of effort, and it was very difficult, but you're in Final Fantasy 16 now.
Nice.
So you just got to strongly suggest things.
And send 4 tracks.
Yeah, and send 4 tracks. So now I know the secret.
That's the key. Send 4.
Yep. Yep.
Jason, the question is almost silly, but have you heard about the community choir project Alex Mukala did on Closing the Distance?
Oh yeah. No, I've heard it and saw it, and it was incredible. And I love Alex. We finally got to meet in person when he was here.
When?
It was about 9 months ago now. He was here for like a God of War promotional thing.
Cool.
And he was interviewing Bear McCreary, the composer for God of War, and a bunch of other things. But so we got to meet up, and yeah, he's a super talent. He's got nothing but a bright future ahead. But that whole thing that he put together was really amazing.
And
so well mixed and mastered too. I mean, when you're getting 1,000 tracks of varying degrees of quality, that is not an easy undertaking.
And if you're interested, I think his plan hasn't changed, and he will be in London FanFest.
Cool.
Alongside with Husky by the Geek, also. So
sweet.
You may be able.
I hope we have time to meet people.
Yeah, I think it will be quite difficult. We have on our side. We also have so many people to meet and so little time.
Yeah.
And so even for us, just going to the fan festival, for you performing on it, it must be really, really difficult. How do you prepare for such an event? Is a question.
Oh, I feel like I need to start preparing right now.
Yeah.
Like stop eating as much cheese because I'm very mucusy, and start warming up every day and go over the lyrics because it's so many lyrics to memorize. And before Vegas, I was just constantly drilling lyrics. Like any moment I had downtime, I was just running through lyrics in my head because the songs are so wordy and so long, and the verses from verse 1 to 2, there will be like slight differences, and it's just really hard to wrap your head around.
Yeah, especially like Shadowbringers versus To the Edge, they share some of the same lyrics, and then on Shadowbringers, each verse it starts with one brings shadow, one brings light, but then it varies each time, and sometimes you're counting, and that can help you. Two-tone echoes, tumbling through time, 3 score wasted, 10 cast aside. So it goes from 3 to 10, and then to 4. So yeah, you've got to make sure that you've got it all right in your head, and then the orchestral arrangement of To the Edge is different than the band arrangement of To the Edge. So yeah, the way we just drill the songs, I think, individually, and I told my wife when we were driving around in the car, I go, hey, listen, I'm going to need to listen to these 3 songs over and over and over and over again. And it's not because I'm egotistical and want to listen to myself. It's because I need to drill them. And she's like, okay, I understand.
Yeah, it's memorizing drilling is like not fun to be around when the person is doing that. Just listening to the same song over and over and just like staring at the wall, saying things like a crazy person. It's great. That's how we prepare.
So 2 weeks from now, almost, and you have to be so confident enough, and maybe Jason Charles will be on the piano concert. We don't know.
You don't know. Maybe I'll waltz on stage unannounced.
Strongly suggest.
Strongly suggest.
I'm not doing anything I don't have permission for.
Do you know any silly instrument? Maybe
Yeah,
it could
come
be
on.
the key.
I can play the Irish tin whistle very badly.
What about you, Jason?
Did I get it? Oh my god. Okay, hold on. I'll be right back. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna play you something.
Oh.
And what you're asking? What other instruments I play?
Yeah, no, because one of the keys to be on the piano concert is just playing a silly instrument. So I was asking you, do you have any?
Oh, right. Yeah, I could probably get the mouth harp. You know, the one that goes.
Yeah.
I'll see if I can get that, and that'll get me right in.
Donc, si tu as compris, Naoui, en fait, il parle justement du kazoo, comme pour Shori. So, we have someone from Naoui's channel who plays, it's called kazoo in French, the mouth harp, and he used to play it live on stream at Naoui's channel.
Kazoo, like then like you blow, you kind of hum into it, yeah.
Yeah, the mouth harp
Kazoo,
is
yeah.
what Jason is calling it. Yeah. So did you find it?
Cool.
Amanda?
Okay,
Oh.
I found it. It's gonna be terrible. Are you ready?
Let's go.
Yeah, we're ready.
Okay, I hope you recognize the song. That's actually really good.
I didn't hear it at all.
We don't hear
You're not
anything.
hearing it? Oh my god, I'm doing so well. Okay, I have to blow right into it. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Here we go. Oh my god.
It's maybe it's.
Oh no, it sounds terrible. Okay, wait, it was so
it might
good.
Be the,
it might be
just the way
Discord. Yeah,
Discord picks up stuff or doesn't pick it up.
Oh. Okay, let me try one more time, and if it doesn't pick it up, that's really
Get right
sad.
on the mic. Get right on
I
it.
do have a clip of it on Twitch, so you can find that on my Twitch.
Oh yeah, I think
Right.
I see that. I saw that.
All right, here we go. Ready? Let's see if it works.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, Discord is
Oh, Discord.
Is censoring you.
Oh man.
Guys, it's brilliant. Okay, you'll just have to go find the clip on my Twitch.
Or be at the London Fan Fest for the piano concert.
I mean, I think this could be a good automaton duet, honestly. It's silly enough.
Strongly suggest.
Strongly suggest I play it for Lahi. Yep. Okay, I'm good at that, so
Let's do it. What would be your next things after FanFest and everything, if you can tell us the thing you can tell us, because we won't ask you about next expansion for Final Fantasy 14. We won't ask you about any of that, because we know you can't answer anything. So just for your personal projects or things you can share, what is going with you in the next months or so?
you can go first, Jason. I don't
Okay,
know if I have anything.
So after FanFest, I'm going to be the entire month of November. I'm going to be touring the U.S. with my band. So look for that announcement Monday. We'll probably be posting all the tour dates, and I'll be able to talk about that. I can't. We're on tour with a different act, and they're going to be announcing the dates, and so I have to defer to them. So as soon as they announce, I can announce, but that will be announced Monday, and that'll be starting Halloween, and that'll go all the way through to November 28th. So that's all in the United States. And then December 9th, I'm playing a club called Bar Sinister in
Oh my gosh.
Los Angeles.
You're
So
playing Bar Sinister.
if you're in Los Angeles, then Amanda, you'll have to come.
Yes,
And
100%.
then,
I love Bar Sin.
And then that's the end of the year. I think that's it. There might be a game or two that I'm in coming out before them on the voice acting side, but other than that, I think those are the big milestones for the rest of the year.
No big deal. Must be nice to be Jason Charles Miller. What am I doing? I'm probably playing a show with Citizen Kitten in November. Date to be determined. And then in Echo Park.
Okay, so in the LA area.
In LA. Mm-hmm. Yeah, in LA. And I'm probably going to be like streaming more regularly because I really enjoy it. And it's just, it's super fun. And I want to do it more regularly. Musically, I don't know. Yeah, besides the Final Fantasy concert. Oh, no, I do. I'm a part of this interesting. This is also in LA. It's a modern opera, but it's not an opera like you would normally think. It's a cappella, so there's no orchestra, no instruments, and it's also choreographed as modern dance. Okay. And it's a story, an ancient Sufi myth. It's actually Rumi's teacher who wrote this story called The Conference of the Birds. It's really cool, really beautiful, very poetic and philosophical, and will make you cry. I die in it. It's great. I have a death scene and I sing like the highest note I possibly can while I'm burning to death, and modern dancing. And it's crazy. Wow. Yeah, so the Conference of the Birds is happening like pretty much as soon as I get back. We're doing a performance and then we're making a recording of it because we want to get funding to do a tour of it actually through the Middle East and the States. It's a really cool project. Yeah, if you like Google Conference of the Birds Los Angeles, you should find information on that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Didn't you mention on social media that you would be trying to perform live streams of you creating music?
Oh yeah, gosh, look at you. You have a better memory than I do about myself.
He spends too much time on Twitter, that's all.
I love it. Yeah, so I had this idea I back in 2020 at the height of COVID when we were all striving to find hobbies. I got Ableton and I was messing around with producing tracks on Ableton. And I'm not a whiz at production at all by any means. But I learned kind of a cool process for getting samples from Splice and then like cutting those samples up and repitching them and making new sounds from the samples. And I made a few tracks that are fun. And I have that on a SoundCloud, which is in my link tree if you want to like try to look for my weird strange produced tracks. But I thought it would be cool because I've basically forgotten everything I knew about Ableton because I tried to get back on and do it again and I just could do absolutely nothing. So I was like, well, instead of me sitting by myself alone, sad, trying to relearn Ableton, why don't I stream that? And then people can also learn with me because I'm like total beginner level. So I might do some Ableton production beginner streams on Twitch.
Nice.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Fun. Yeah. Fun.
And I read in the chat that you would like to switch from bard to monk. And as a,
You're good.
as a main monk, I cannot express
see.
enough that this should be the way. But
This should be the way. Yeah.
Be
I'm
warned.
all dragoon all the time.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to just get in close to the action, and just punch things. It'd be so fun.
Be warned that the first month or in game for the before the monk quest actually for the pugilist is an old-fashioned man. Let's say that. really
Okay. Got it. Noted.
My character is still as a pugilist just looking at me like, never make me do this again.
Oh no. Okay. I will keep that in mind.
What pieces of the game are you enjoying the most, and what surprised you the most when you started playing Final Fantasy 14?
What surprised me the most? I think what surprised me the most is compared to Nintendo 64 games, which was the last video games I played, it's so much easier. It's not hard. You don't die and have to start over again. Like, I don't know. I just thought, oh my God, what if I'm not good at this? Oh, what if I'm terrible? Because I have these games in my head like Diddy Kong Racing and Banjo-Kazooie and Glover and GoldenEye, and you have to be so Star Fox. Oh my God, I couldn't get like past anything in Star Fox. You have to be so quick and specific with your touch, and that's not what Final Fantasy is about. So I was really relieved to know that you could just relax and explore and play, and it's really fun. So that was really nice.
Although make sure you don't explore the wrong area, because then you'll be level 20 and a level 60 monster will kill you very quickly.
Yeah.
For me, it was the community and how... I mean, look, I already knew how great the community was being involved in the production of the game and meeting fans that way. But then actually jumping in and playing the game and how helpful people were to me was really
Mhm.
refreshing. I've played other games where you might say the online community is borderline toxic, whereas
Mm.
Final Fantasy XIV very specifically almost prides itself on being a helpful community to new players, to people who haven't played in a while. All of that is just so refreshing, and I love that is the culture of the game, and not, oh, you picked the wrong skills, or you're not, as maximum as you can be, or you're not wearing the right armor to come into this raid with us. It's just so refreshing and great, and that's why I think the game is so popular, because the community is so helpful and supportive.
Agreed. Yeah, that definitely is the main thing I'm excited about in the game as well. I mean, just when I announced on Twitter that I wanted to stream and I made a Twitch, I had a just a tide pool, a wave of people coming. Hey, I can help you with this. Reach out if you need help. I'd love to mod. Da, da, da. And people, helping me set up my Discord, doing back end stuff on Discord, on Twitch. The mods, the community, like it's people aren't trying to backseat me when I'm playing or spoil things. Like, everyone is so respectful and so helpful. The second I get lost in game, I have my mods who come in game and show me the way, and I have the chat is super helpful to me. And it's just like, I don't have anything to compare it to because I haven't been gaming since the 90s, but I know that this is so unique to this community, and it's amazing to finally feel it, not only at the fan fests as a singer, but now as a player and a warrior of light myself. I'm like, oh, this is why people love this so much. Amazing.
Quick side question about this, more for you, Jason, but you might want to answer to Amanda. Jason, for you who worked for other game companies, and do you think that the way the community is in FF14 is related to how the dev team and our Soken-san or Yoshida-san or Koji are in real life and with the development of the game?
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, it comes from the top, right? So absolutely, the love that they have for the community translates all the way down.
Yeah, and I saw that firsthand at FanFest too. Whenever we would be walking together to go to a rehearsal or do something, they were so excited to interact with people, even just as we were walking, even if we didn't have any time. Soken would be photo bombing people or jumping in for selfies and shaking hands and signing things. Like they're so excited to connect with the community, and to see that modeled for me, because I'm that kind of person. I really want to meet people and be involved, but I know that is not the case for everybody. So to see the dev team modeling that behavior, I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm in the right place. This is amazing.
Camarades, est-ce que vous avez des questions à poser à nos invités, ou y a-t-il des questions dans le chat? Je rappelle que le point d'exclamation Discord vous permet de nous rejoindre et de poser vos questions en direct. You can use exclamation mark Discord to join us live right here on Twitch and on Discord to ask your questions. Oui, vas-y, Davy.
Yeah, I do have a question. So you mentioned previously that the atmosphere between the Japanese audience and the Western audience is radically different. And do you have any preference? Do you like one more than the other, or is it just a nice change of pace?
I don't. You know what? I'll answer first. I think what it was that we were at doing an orchestra we did 4 orchestra concerts and didn't do any rock concerts, whereas in Vegas we did both. And so I think that the difference was just it was twofold, because there was a difference between how an audience would act at an orchestra concert and how they would act at a rock concert. So we haven't had that experience yet in Japan on how the crowd's going to act at a rock concert, and I have a feeling they're going to be pretty rambunctious. So for me, it is no preference at all. We love every audience, and I think it's just that Japan hasn't given us the chance yet to show us what they can do during a rock concert. So I think we're both really looking forward to that in January. And, it's just interesting to see the difference of cultures and how the small subtleties of differences are between them all. But I love them all, and I'm sure Amanda does too.
Oh yeah, I didn't mean to sound like I was bored in Japan. I think that they culturally they have a different just way of being at a concert in general, but also I think perhaps more people in that audience were familiar with typically how a symphony concert goes compared to the States. I actually, when I was on stage being interviewed in Vegas, I asked the audience, I was like, okay, raise your hand. Who is it your first time at a symphony? And the majority of the hands went up. So, generally when you're at a symphony, you don't clap in between movements, and you're just like polite. And so I think there's just also a difference in understanding what is expected at a symphony concert between the two audiences. But yeah, I'm really excited to see what happens at the Primals concert in Tokyo, because I'm sure anybody is just gonna lose their shit.
I'm sorry, I really didn't imply that you sounded bored. Honestly, you really don't. But yeah, it makes more sense to me.
Yeah, I didn't think you were implying. I was just mostly covering my tracks.
The atmosphere is radically different, and most likely people in chat have not been to both a symphonic concert, a symphonic performance, and or a rock or any other genre for that matter. And it's true that it is radically different. I don't really think you can call Distant World symphonic, can you? It's not exactly the same. You have song after song after song. You don't have really movements.
Right.
So and even then, it's different because you do have an orchestra in a theater, not a concert hall. So obviously, the where you hold the event also has a big impact on the audience and how they react and all that.
Yeah, totally. But that being said, I mean, when we met people, like Jason said, in the mall after, and even this moment really sticks out in my mind because it felt like Beatlemania for us. So we narrowly escaped the mall after we ate. We had to make a break for it to leave. And after giving everybody high fives, and we round the corner and get into the room for the elevators to take us to our hotel room. And there's 3 people in this room. There's a couple, a guy and a girl, and a woman on her own. And as soon as they see us, they are screaming and jumping up and down. And one woman, only speaks Japanese, and she was telling me beautiful things, I'm sure. And I gave her a hug, and she nearly fell backwards into the wall and sunk down, and I thought she was gonna faint. and the other woman was getting Jason's autograph and jumping up and down and screaming at him too, So we got that experience that they were holding back at the concert. It felt like, because they were trying to be so polite.
Yeah. one of the most amusing thing I saw in my music enthusiast career and as a benevolent reporter for our local radio was Achen concert in Tokyo. It was really, really funny to see a speed extreme metal band performing in front of people being really, really polite, and the most movement they got from the audience was jumping on their own feet, but nothing more. And it was so funny to see. But this is not the same music they are listening to. It's not possible. It's not the same concert. But yeah, that's something with our experience with Japanese people. They're so polite, so respectful for one another, but when you take them individually, they will move mountains for you, even if they don't know you. I remember we lost our wallet on our last trip, and the girl who found it saw us losing it and ran after us across 2 or 3 streets, yelling at us, but we didn't know it was for us, and we were going too fast for her. And when she finally reached us, we understood, but we were so sorry for her that she had to run across 3 or 4 streets to reach us and give us the wallet back. That's our experience with Japanese people, and it's amazing to see how respectful and how could we say this, empathique,
empathetic
they are.
Yeah.
And I mean, when you hear about stories like that, I'm sorry, but it makes sense now why the warrior of light is going to go and make wine for a stupid noble.
Spoiler alert!
Yeah.
Yeah, Amanda isn't there yet, but you'll see. You'll have to do some
You'll
things.
have to make wine.
You'll have to do some things. You
cook
may.
also.
Yeah.
We don't want to spoil it.
You will be the savior of the world, but people need soups from time to time.
Yeah, exactly. And so as a result, when you consider this side of Japanese culture, all of a sudden it makes sense why the wall would do this.
Oh yeah.
I'm hungry now.
Yeah. I have some cheese in the fridge.
All right.
Jason, you told us you had an hour. It's nearly beyond an hour and a half. So
Yeah, I gotta get going. I hate to say it, but I've got an appointment, so I should probably jump off. But thank you guys so much for having me.
No,
Thank you.
Thank you for
so
coming.
much for coming.
Thank you for coming. Thank you very much. Any last words, people? Messieurs, dames, est-ce que vous avez quelque chose à dire avant que Jason Charles s'en aille? Maybe Amanda, would you like to tag along for a little more, or do you have to leave as well?
I can tag along for more, maybe like another 15, 20.
Okay, let's do this.
Okay.
All right. Goodbye, everyone. And like I said, I'll be back. Actually, not. I won't be on Monday, but normally, if I'm not on tour or I'm not at FanFest or something, every Monday and Wednesday on my Twitch channel, which is also my name, I stream acoustic concerts and take requests and just hang out. And who knows, maybe one day I will add playing Final Fantasy 14 onto this stream. But in the meantime, I'm a music streamer, and I'll see everybody there.
We will help
this
for
Wednesday.
the close in the distance incentive.
Yeah, we just did it on Wednesday, so we got to wait another month. But next
Oh
month,
my
we'll
gosh.
Shoot. But
All right.
maybe we
Goodbye,
will have
everybody.
the opportunity to cross paths on in London or during FanFest. But we
Yes,
know
come,
we know
yeah.
we'll be you'll be busy, so we won't bother you much. But let's
Well,
try
if
to
we've
say
got
hi.
time, let's all get together for sure.
Yeah, sure. Thank you very much for coming to Ether-14 Radio. Thank you very much, and take care.
Take care and see you soon. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Cheerio.
Bye.
So, Amanda, you have been traveling a lot lately. Is there any travel yet planned for the coming months?
Yeah, I'll tell you where I went so far.
Yeah.
So after FanFest, I flew into London for a few days, then Liverpool for a few days. My boyfriend's family, he grew up in Liverpool, so I went there for a bit, and then to Ireland for 2 weeks. His sister lives there, and it was very wet and rainy and, you know, the middle of summer. So I wasn't loving it so much because it was just not like summer weather. But it's so beautiful. And there's so many ancient structures there, fairy forts and very kind of mystical old things that are creepy and interesting. And then after that, we went to Portugal for 2 weeks, to Porto and Lisbon, and we loved Portugal. And a big reason why we went there is because we might want to move there.
Oh.
Really, we want to move to Europe, at least for like 6 months, half of the year. And Portugal makes it really easy to get a visa. And also, it's less expensive than other European countries, which is nice. So, you know, our dollar goes a lot further. And then it's so close. Once you have a visa from Portugal, you can go to Europe and anywhere. So I think it's a good entry to becoming a European.
You from the last show you were on, we follow each other on social media, and I was pleased to see you were in Portugal. So for the little bit of personal story there, but my mother is Portuguese. And,
oh, cool!
I was enjoying every picture you took from your time in Portugal, because I know every place you've been to. My parents have a condo near Arvor, near Porto, by the side of the beach, and they don't work anymore for now, and they spend, like you said, so something like up to 6 months a year there as a retirement. And I think you've been to Sintra, is that it? The fortress of Sintra.
Oh yeah, we went to Sintra. Yeah.
Have you been to Braga?
No.
Another fortress. If you'd like it, there are many places in Portugal. I may be able to recommend you. But it's a nice. Oh, did you know that the Porto rail station is actually the one from Hogwarts in the Harry Potter's movies?
Because she was living in Porto when she started writing.
Yeah, her husband was living in Porto. Yeah, he was he was a Porto official from the mayor team. I think it was something like this. But yeah.
Right. And then there's the library, which I wasn't able to get into because there's always a line. It's so popular, but that was also like inspiring to Harry Potter, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah. It's so cool.
And so after Porto, you've been to after Portugal, you've been to
Then
Spain.
to Spain, yeah, Madrid for 4 days. I had never been to Madrid. It was nice. I wish that we had a little bit more time there. I really like Spain. I like the culture because people are very laid back about just enjoying life. You know, they stay up late, they wake up late, they have a nap in the middle of the day. They are always out socializing with their friends, always. And it's just so different from the States. And I just like how relaxed it is and how it's about so much fun. What is happening on the in the background? Love this.
Someone found the
Someone's
studio.
in the game, yeah.
Yeah, that's Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah. Where is this? I don't recognize it. Unless it's a spoiler.
Oh no, it's not a spoiler. It's our.
It's a guild house. It's a guild house.
It's our free company
okay.
house. Yeah.
Free house. Cool.
On Moogle.
That's great. I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah, I'm just going to, because I'm a little salty about Spanish administrators in general. So I'm just going to say this. Yes, it's amazing to be laid back, but not administratively speaking. I work in a university, and it's very difficult to work with Spanish universities. So honestly, yeah, I mean, I know that their culture is really amazing, but as a co-administrator, it's really difficult.
That makes sense. I mean, I feel like culturally, and I hope I'm not like offending anybody, but it seems like they're more they work to live instead of live to work. And so when I was there, it seems like people will do any job jobs that people would like hate to do in America, like cleaning the streets or just doing these jobs that in America like nobody would want to have. And in Spain, in Barcelona, there's like beautiful young women sweeping the streets and like smoking a cigarette, and they don't care as long as they are like they have a job. It doesn't matter what they're doing, because mostly they are concerned about like spending time with each other and being together. And it's just interesting because I feel like that's the only country I've noticed has that attitude towards work to that extent. So I guess that makes sense administratively. Maybe it's not the drive to like really work hard to achieve a goal maybe is not so strong.
Yeah, no, it's not. Absolutely not. But yeah, like I said, honestly, it's a good way to see work, to kind of see it as work to live, which is the important part, and not the other way around. But yeah, sometimes it's just a bit frustrating, you know.
Sure. That is something that I like. If I were considering Barcelona, for example, to move, I don't feel like it would be competitive enough. Business and work and just the energy there for me to be able to like succeed.
Competitive? You mean you need to be challenged?
Yeah, it just competitive in my field specifically with like the type of music and performance that I do. You know, a lot of what I do now, I guess, is kind of remote, but I mean, I don't really think that Portugal would be either. I mostly, I don't know what the music scene is like in Portugal and in Spain outside of doing gigs in a bar, you know, on weekends. There's that's the one thing that I would be a little bit concerned about straight away moving to Portugal, because I have gigs in LA. I sing at different churches regularly during the week. There's a lot of different types of performances that I could be doing, you know, but then if I go somewhere that's very laid back, like Spain or Portugal, first of all, nobody is hiring professional musicians in churches. That's a kind of a very American thing. And that's like a part of my steady income, you know? So take that away from me. What am I going to do? I think I'll stream more regularly. I'll be on Twitch more. But really, like, I think the end game for me would be to live in Germany, to live in Berlin, just Germany in general, because that's where all of the classical singers go. That's where a lot of opera houses are and symphonies, and people just, there's a lot more opportunity and people take it maybe not more seriously. Of course, they have opera houses and most of the places that I visited, but usually they're getting professionals coming in from outside. You know, you don't necessarily have someone in Portugal singing at the opera house. It's hiring bigger names. And I would say the same in Barcelona and Madrid and other parts of Spain. You know, I can't speak for France, but I know that most singers who are classically trained move to Germany and do well there.
Or maybe
There's a big history about operas in Germany.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and
Oh,
Italy,
yeah. And in France,
Italy.
too.
I think
Yeah.
Italy could be a place to go to, but in France, we are. I have a friend who is an opera singer, and he's doing many venues, but most of the time he's traveling to China, to South America. And I think he has little concert and performance in France. Sometimes it's for choir, like for Hans Zimmer's tours. He's asked to perform as a choir, as part of the choir for these kinds of events. But for opera, it's in France. It's you have to earn your place with time. With time.
Yeah, of course. It's like that in LA too. I mean, I think that most places often are not hiring local soloists. They want the person who's it's more exotic to bring someone in from far away, you know, or someone who is traveling or has had success in a different country. It's exciting to bring them in instead of the local person who lives in the town of the opera house. That's at least what it is like in Los Angeles. Sometimes they will pull from certain people in LA, but like you said, you really have to earn that. And most of earning that is being best friends with the people who are hiring you. Nepotism. That's in every industry, though.
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere. So we all understand.
On the in chat, people say, "Yeah, more streams," and I would.
Yeah,
I was about to suggest to perform same incentives as Jason Charles, but this brings a question: did you add some warnings about with Square Enix, saying that as Jason Charles can't, you can't perform live some of the songs, or
yeah, I did ask if I could sing Flow and some of these songs, and when I asked the question, they didn't seem to tell me, no, you can only do it every so often, you know, but also Jason is doing 2 music streams a week. And when I asked the question, all I had was a Patreon, and I did a few concerts for people on Patreon. So the scale of what I was asking was a lot smaller compared to Jason. So I think they had to be specific with Jason. Now that I'm streaming, though, you know, I will occasionally burst into song and sing a verse of something or a chorus of something, or every now and then I'll sing a whole song. But I haven't asked again since I've been streaming. I also think maybe it's different because I'm singing a cappella. You know, Jason performed Close in the Distance with his band
Yeah.
at that album release concert I went to. So, you know, maybe that's different because people can take a video and share that. And maybe they think, oh, Jason's band wrote this song or this arrangement, which they did write the arrangement. But, you know, maybe there's more copyright issues when there's instruments involved as opposed to just a cappella. So I think maybe it's slightly less concerning, but I probably should check in.
If I'm
Better
not,
safe than sorry.
yeah, better safe than sorry. If I'm not mistaken, you haven't sung with Jason Charles on any track. I mean, as a duet, both of you. Is this something you could be willing to do? Because we hear you on the backlines of the Endwalker final, and I think it's Sam Carter who is performing the main song track. So, is this something you would be willing to do, singing with someone else?
Oh yeah, of course. And I actually strongly suggested when I sent that email about performing with the Primals, I was like, maybe we could even do a duet on Close in the Distance. Maybe you could write a duet for me and Jason. Wouldn't that be nice? The fans want it. But that didn't happen.
Not yet.
Not yet. Yeah, I think that'd be great. So I could potentially strongly suggest a new duet in the future. I mean, the beautiful thing is, like you said, Soken respects and trusts us. So if I do come to him with an idea, he's actually going to consider it.
Yeah, and he's willing to take his time to explore new possibilities. He's not close to new ideas. Some people fear that kind of stuff. He's willing to explore new possibilities, which makes the music that much more interesting in the long run.
Yeah, definitely.
And
he's a good dude.
And when you recorded your part, did you know you would be playing alongside with Sam Carter on Footfalls and the ending credits?
No, I mean, I don't ever know anything. Just like Jason said, like we don't really get any context, which I think next time I'm gonna ask for more context.
Okay.
I mean, unless that's just a part of his evil genius plan, because maybe in some ways, if I don't get context, it's more like raw and real, my interpretation, than trying to fit into this mold if he's being too specific with context for me. Like with Flo, you know, I don't remember exactly what he said, but basically he was like, this is a very emotional, important scene. He may have even said, you know, it's kind of like a mother soothing her child or something like that. I can't remember at this point. Don't quote me on that. But, you know, he gave me very vague, non-specific, just kind of an overall emotion, which is cool because, again, that lets us really use our intuition and our artistry, because the music tells us so much just in itself. But that's really a main reason why I'm playing the game now, because I really want the context. I really want to understand. So depending on how quickly I progress, I will know everything next time.
Yeah, if you'd like to hear yourself, you have. I think your bard is level 17. Is that it? And you are, if I recall, you are exploring the city states at the moment.
Yeah, is that Ulda?
Yeah, so you have this is a mandatory passage for you have to go to every one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have I think something like 160 hours of gameplay ahead of you.
Brilliant.
Before
I'm not sweating.
before starting Shadowbringer, where you perform, and I strongly underline the start Shadowbringers, because once you would be in Shadowbringers, you'll have Shadowbringers to do, the patches, and then Endwalker. So 160 hours more of gameplay.
It's amazing. It's so much. And it's like twice as long because I'm talking to the chat and making accidental innuendos and doing all the voice acting. Like, it takes a lot longer when you're streaming.
I think
But it's
I
fun.
remember you can't say on which data center or which server you're playing, right?
Yeah, my mods instructed me to be as private as possible so I don't get swarmed in game. But I mean, I've accidentally doxed myself a few times, and as one does, and people are still very respectful, but honestly, I don't think I would mind people coming to hang out with me so much. I kind of want people to come hang out with me in the game, so I don't know how to encourage.
That's an easy thing to do, is that the game allows you to switch between servers and regions, so you can just post a tweet or an announcement and say meet up at this particular place on this particular server that is not your home world in the game. And
Yeah.
no one knows you. They know that you travel to that server, but they don't know exactly where you come from. Do they do? I'm sorry.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
And
This
one,
is sorry, go on.
Yeah, and one other thing, you can use a /busy, which prevents you from getting whispers and or any unintended interaction. It's quite nice because but yeah, we're glad you're enjoying the game, and we hope to see more really soon, even more if it's on Monk. I say.
Yeah.
But
You're not biased.
No, I'm not biased. Is it you who chose Bard in the first place, or was it advised to you to use?
Yeah, I mean, it was advised. Also, Summoner was advised. But when I was reading up on the job descriptions, I liked the sound of Bard. I liked that it's an archer to begin with, and I've shot a bow and arrow before. Like, it's I've enjoyed doing that IRL. So I kind of related to that a little bit. I wonder now if Gridania is kind of like more boring of a place to start, because I really like Limsa Lominsa, and I like that it's piratey, because I also really like pirate things. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know all of the where everyone starts, but now I'm like, it would kind of be cool to be hanging out in Limsa Lominsa more.
In the chat, someone is saying it's La Rose Noire. For Amanda live stream, we could launch the incentive or the challenge to Amanda to sing in French. And last time you already told us that you sang in French once. It was La Vie en Rose, right?
Oh, I've sung in French a lot, actually, because I sing, I'm classically trained. So you have to sing in French, German, and Italian, and Latin. Those are the most common. Latin whenever you sing music from church. But yeah, I know a lot of arias and art songs in French. So sure, you could challenge me to sing something in French. I would do that.
Be careful. with that sentence.
Like, do it now.
Because you have to set up a request list of French songs, because not all are worthy to be sang, I think.
Well, okay, now I want to sing something for you, but I don't know if it's gonna work on Discord.
If it's a cappella, it will work.
It's high.
The problem with Discord is that if you go to your voice settings, below, way below the page, you have something called crisp, noise reduction, noise suppression, and you have to disable it, because with this, everything that is not a voice will be cut out from your mic.
Okay, I understand. Okay, here, I'll sing something for you. Just like a verse, and hopefully you understand me because it's French. I gotta sit back.
Donc, Amanda va chanter en français pour nous, mesdames et messieurs.
Oh, quand je dors, viens auprès de ma couche, comme un pétrole. Oh, Paris, et qu'en passant, ton haleine me touche, soudain ma bouche s'entr'ouvrira. Did you understand me? Could you hear me? Did that work?
Yeah, we heard you. Discord tried to censor you twice, but we got the most part. Thank you very much, Amanda.
Yeah.
For this
Wonderful.
piece. Yes.
Could you understand any of the French? Please say yes.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely.
That's an art song by Liszt called Au quand je dors, and it's one of my favorite soprano art songs. I highly recommend you go listen to it.
So
when you're done.
Yeah. So when I sleep, Au quand je dors.
Yeah, and it's based off of Greek myth by Petrarch and Psyche, I think. Yeah, it's a Greek myth. Yeah.
Wow. Your 15 to 20 minutes are almost out. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
It's
nice.
time flies with you. Thank you very much for coming again on the show.
You never know.
Est-ce que quelqu'un a quelque chose à demander à Amanda avant qu'elle nous quitte? If someone has a question for Amanda before we let her go and enjoy Bordeaux.
Yeah.
Bordeaux by night.
Yeah.
No? Mesdames, messieurs, les camarades, est-ce que vous avez quelque chose à ajouter?
I just want to say thank you again, and I'm terribly sorry I won't be able to attend. Most likely, will not be able to attend the FanFest in London. But my heart is with the crew, and should they manage to meet you, they'll give you my warmest hug.
Yeah, we'll take a selfie and leave a space for you. Could be photoshopped.
And train with AI.
Exactly.
Actually, compared to my skills with Photoshop, the AI is the better solution by far.
Oh yeah, Photoshop is I mean AI. Nathan is my partner, is an artist, and he has been using a lot of AI on his jobs lately, and it makes it so much quicker and easier to design things. So yeah, it's cool.
Thank
so
you.
We'll AI you in there, Davey.
Cheers.
Castel, Naoui, est-ce que vous avez quelque chose à rajouter?
Davey a déjà tout dit, donc je vais pas avoir grand-chose de plus à rajouter que ce qu'il vient de dire.
Ouais, il y a beaucoup de choses qui ont été dites. En tout cas, c'était vraiment chouette qu'elle partage tout ça avec nous. Elle a une voix vraiment fantastique.
You have a fantastic voice, and thank you for all you have been sharing with us tonight and before. And thank you very much for having been here. Is pretty much what we send you as a message. and we hope to
Merci beaucoup.
to cross paths again. Maybe in London, in France, not specifically in Paris, but France, somewhere safe.
Somewhere where you don't get pickpocketed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically not Paris.
And
I'm just going to quickly just say, so in the chat someone is just saying they have too many questions for you, so if we're just going to say this, thank you so much for the emotion of the music that you sing.
yeah, someone earlier told us that Flow was an amazing song for them. And we're sending their regards. So
It's so beautiful to hear that Flow specifically has such an impression on people. I get a lot of messages from people saying that it has helped them with grieving a loved one or difficulties that they've had in their life, and it's such an honor to be able to be a part of something that is so impactful in such a positive way, because there's so many negative things that can happen, and to help like be a beacon of light with my voice and with this amazing music that Soken has written and with just this incredible community it's such an honor, and I would be not as happy anywhere else, I think. I'm so happy to be here with you guys.
And your voice is a beacon of light, because when you were singing, someone told in the chat, my depression is cured. Thank you deeply.
Wow. That's beautiful. I should sing in French more, see?
Paris is not that
what
bad,
happens
no,
when
tell
I
us,
sing in
but
French.
there are so much more.
Yeah.
No, Paris is fine, but you have to know your ways. And
You do, yeah, exactly. So Los Angeles is the same way. You can walk into the wrong area and be in danger. You have to know where you're going. Yeah.
Yeah. Last time we got Mr. Happy and Frosty. They were saying, basically, don't come to America. Their sentence stopped there, and Mr. Happy said, "Yeah, that's pretty accurate." And Frosty, no, I wasn't finished. Don't come to America without something, but
no, but I mean, also, yeah, it's tough, especially Los Angeles. If coming from Europe, it's really hard to get around. It makes more sense, I think, to go to New York, or I know a lot of people also go to San Francisco because public transportation is good, but Los Angeles is terrible for getting around. You need a car. And there's so much traffic, and it's very confusing. So yeah, I would agree. Like, don't come unless you have friends.
I heard the same about Boston. I had and Houston. I had a friend who worked in Houston for 6 months and had to buy a car to be able to do anything.
Yeah. Yeah, you need a car in America. That's just, it was like around the time, that big cities were being developed was also around the time that the car was invented. So it's all driving. And Europe is older, so the car wasn't around yet. So it's not as important as trains and public transportation. It's just, part of the culture.
Thank you very much, Amanda. We leave you to the Bordeaux Nights, and we hope to see you quickly. And until then, take care. Thank you very much for your presence.
All the
today.
best. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Au revoir.
Bye.
Let's keep in touch.
Bye.
Bye.
Yes. Bye.
Et ne bougez pas, mesdames et messieurs. Oh oui, on va repasser en français. Ouh là là, attention. Sorry for the English listeners. We will switch back to French in a few. And as of this now. Donc oui, voilà, c'était Jason Charles Miller et Amanda Achen en interview dans cette 16e session d'Ether-14 Radio. Tiens, 16e session, pour parler justement, tout est parti d'un remerciement sur Final Fantasy XVI. C'est assez rigolo finalement.
C'est vrai, tout
Je
se
vous jure, on
recroise.
n'a pas fait exprès.
On n'a pas fait exprès.
Mais
du
on
coup,
pourrait croire que...
on pourra, voilà, donc grosso modo, bottom line, donc ça va être très difficile de pouvoir les croiser sur le FanFest où ils seront très prisés. Grosse info, si vous ne l'avez pas comprise, je pense qu'elle a été traduite quand même. Tous les participants et les participantes au FanFest recevront leurs goodies à l'entrée, bien évidemment, comme tout le monde. Et certains de ces goodies seront accompagnés également d'un donc ce qu'ils appellent un ticket d'or, un petit peu en référence à Charlie et la chocolaterie. Et ce ticket doré vous permettra de participer à un événement exclusif où se retrouveront Yoshida-san, Soken, Jason Charles Miller, Amanda Achen, Keiko et certains des membres de l'équipe de développement. Et vous pourrez passer un peu de temps avec eux pour prendre des photos, recevoir des dédicaces et également leur poser des questions. Donc voilà une chance supplémentaire parmi les chanceux de participants au FanFest. And thank you very much, Amanda, still in the chat. Thank you very much for your presence. And we wish you the best. Donc ouais, mesdames et messieurs, donc qu'est-ce que vous en avez pensé de tout ça? Il y a eu plein d'infos.
Eh ben, qu'il va falloir les réinviter parce qu'il y a encore plein de choses à dire, je pense, quand même.
Complètement. Ça va, Castel, Naoui, on vous a pas trop saoulé avec nos accents en carton? Enfin, surtout moi.
Si, complètement, mais on s'est accroché, quoi. Non, c'est toujours ça le souci avec l'anglais, c'est très difficile à anticiper parce que vous parlez super bien anglais. Et enfin voilà, et c'est pas le tout de comprendre, il faut avoir le langage, avoir un langage fluide. Et c'est difficile d'intervenir là-dessus quand on comprend pas, même si on veut poser la question en français. Vous êtes tellement dans la conversation qu'au final, enfin moi en tout cas, je comprends ce que vous dites 3 phrases après, mais ça s'écoute très bien. Je pense que ça a plu à tout le monde ici qui a écouté ce que vous avez dit avec Amanda et Jason, Charles.
Moi, j'ai aligné 3 mots de plus que la dernière fois, donc je m'estime heureuse.
C'est 300% de plus, oui, voilà.
Voilà.
Voilà. Naoui qui sera en live demain dès 11h pour le tournoi de
Éclaté
course.
comme d'habitude. Allez, let's go.
Pour le tournoi de course Chocobo, on fait un petit peu d'auto-promo autour de tout ça. On rappelle aussi que on n'en a pas parlé avec nos invités, alors que pourtant, ils ont souhaité y participer à leur manière. Jason Charles nous a d'ailleurs fait une vidéo à ce sujet. Il y a la cagnotte du soufflet orséen qui est encore ouverte jusqu'au 10 octobre. Donc, vous pouvez aller soutenir l'association Grégory Le Marchal et tout ça grâce à la compagnie libre The Full Moon Fairy qui avait organisé le souffle éorséen auquel donc nombreuses et nombreux ici ont participé. Merci encore à vous. On a également, on va pouvoir débriefer un petit peu. On va un peu parler de la 6.5 mais sans vraiment trop en parler puisque
moi, je l'ai pas encore fait. Hein.
Voilà, on est encore sous embargo et puis certains d'entre nous ne l'ont pas encore fini. Donc, grosso modo, feelings à propos de cette 6.5, mesdames et messieurs.
Content et déçu.
Mais c'est
Alors,
pas fini.
j'ai fini. Je vais essayer de développer. Alors, pour la MSQ, j'ai fait une connerie. Sans le prévoir, en fait, c'est que j'ai refait Final Fantasy IV 2 jours avant le patch.
D'accord.
Et pourquoi c'est une connerie? C'est que c'est pas intimement lié, c'est très lié, malheureusement. Je vais pas en dire plus que ça, mais en gros, j'ai pré-shot tous les événements. Le fait d'avoir refait FF4 m'a fait dire, quand je vois ça après quelques quêtes, il va se passer ça, ça, ça et ça, et tiercé, quarté, quinté plus, paf. J'aurais pu jouer à l'euro-million.
Je n'ai pas... Ouais, vas-y, finis.
C'était pas mauvais en termes de présentation, j'ai quand même bien apprécié et tout. Il n'y a pas de souci. Le Raid 24 était quand même très sympa. en joli build-up, tel que je l'ai vécu. Je trouvais que le début était assez gentillet, entre guillemets. Et au fur et à mesure, ça monte. C'est les décors, ah, c'est pas mal. Et puis, oh tiens, il y a des nouvelles techniques. Et puis la fin, ça fait ouh, quand même, ouais. Là, je me suis bien amusé. Je me suis rendu compte que j'avais raté pas mal de trucs sur la félicité insulaire, donc je m'y suis remis. Et puis, là où je suis vraiment content, c'est que je suis plutôt optimiste sur la suite. Parce que le fait que la fin, enfin, telle que je l'ai vécue, la fin de la MSQ était tellement liée à Final Fantasy IV, dans certains aspects, hein, pas dans l'entièreté, bien évidemment. Je me dis qu'ils sont en train de mettre un sacré paquet sur la suite. De ma vision de la compréhension de ce patch, c'est qu'ils ont choisi de faire une MSQ un peu plus simple, entre guillemets, pour eux, afin de pouvoir dédier déjà, potentiellement, ça, c'est plus de la supposition qu'autre chose, des ressources pour Final Fantasy XVI, et surtout pour le monstre de travail que demande le rework visuel promis, et une nouvelle aventure aussi dantesque
Dans la 7.0.
et qui soit au niveau que ce qu'on a eu avec l'arc Idle Zodiac, quoi.
Alors, moi, j'ai pas terminé le patch. J'ai pas rushé non plus. J'avais posé. En fait, on avait prévu avec quelques camarades créateurs et créatrices de contenu de se retrouver sur l'extrême pour pouvoir proposer justement à ces créateurs et ces créatrices les éléments nécessaires à la réalisation des guides. Du coup, on n'a pas rush. C'était la règle. On regardait bien les cinématiques, il n'y avait pas de souci. En plus, le patch est venu avec 1h30 d'avance, ce qui a été fortement appréciable du côté création de contenu. Donc, on n'a pas rush. Par contre, je n'ai pas terminé. C'est-à-dire qu'à la seconde où on rend la quête qui nous a amené au défi, je suis allé débloquer l'extrême et je me suis arrêté là en termes de MSQ. Donc, je dois encore la terminer. Et pareil pour le Raid 24, je l'ai réalisé, mais je me suis arrêté à la fin, à la dernière quête que l'on rend à la suite de ce Raid 24. Donc il me manque encore quelques éléments pour parler de l'histoire. C'est aussi pour ça qu'on ne fera pas de spoil. Je vois que dans le chat, c'est un petit peu... c'est 50-50. Hein. Il y a des gens qui ont pleuré, il y a des gens qui ont adoré, et il y a des gens qui ont été déçus également. Qu'en est-il, Castelnaoui? Alors, Cotias, on nous l'a dit, elle ne l'a pas commencé. Mais du coup, de votre côté, camarade?
Je t'en prie, Naoui.
Alors, moi, FF4, je ne l'ai pas fait, mais j'ai quand même une partie des refs. Et ouais, t'as presque plus l'impression de jouer à ce jeu-là que de jouer à 14. Après, bon, c'était cool quand même. Mais ouais, et puis deux, trois petites interrogations sur la fin. Mais bon, comme il ne faut pas spoiler, je vais pas dire. Mais
Et puis il reste
à
la
la fin, il se passe
655.
Ouais, oui, il reste la 655. Mais enfin, à la fin, il y a une problématique qui a été balayée du revers de la main et j'étais là, vous êtes sérieux? C'est genre, enfin, sur Heavensward, t'as bien expliqué que c'était quelque chose, un truc par rapport aux dragons et la puissance des dragons, leur énergie vitale et tout. On t'a expliqué un truc sur les dragons pour te dire, bon bah voilà, en fait, tout ce qui fait un dragon ancien, c'est ces putains d'yeux. Et là, à la fin de ce patch-là, j'ai l'impression que ce concept-là, on l'a pris, on l'a foutu in the poubelle. Parce qu'il fallait un happy ending. Et ça m'a cassé les couilles. Voilà.
Alors, je pense un petit peu voir ce que tu as. Moi, il y a un autre truc qui m'a fait tiquer, je trouve. Je peux pas trop en parler non plus, mais c'est quand même ce revers assez rapide qui a lieu comme je vous ai dit où j'en étais, je pense que vous comprenez un petit
Ah
peu de
oui,
quel
après le
revers.
défi, oui, ouais.
Voilà. Ah, même avant, en fait. C'est
Ouais,
avant.
oui,
Ou c'est après, je sais
autour
plus.
du
Non, t'as raison, c'est
défi.
après. Ouais,
Non,
ouais,
si,
ouais,
si.
autour. Ouais.
On
Après,
va dire
avant,
que
pendant.
c'est.
Ouais.
Voilà. C'est pleinement acté après. Ça se fait au moment où ça arrive. Et ouais. Il y a des gens, leurs convictions, hein, pareil, ça. Et t'as pas besoin d'une argumentation très élevée pour tout remettre en question, quoi. Waouh.
En effet.
Alors, je vais en partie paraphraser Shuri qui, de toute façon, est parti se coucher, mais ouais, toute cette fin de MSQ, c'est vraiment par le pouvoir de l'amitié. Voilà, tout se résolut parce que le pouvoir de l'amitié est plus fort que tout, et puis t'es là, tu fais ouais, non mais ouais, si vous voulez.
Et
Il y
non mais,
avait,
et Shori d'ailleurs, hein, qu'on rappelle, qui a trouvé un camarade de Kazoo en la personne de Jason Charles Miller.
Vraiment sûr qu'il parlait de Kazoo?
Il a parlé de harpe de bouche.
Bah oui, mais moi dans ma tête, c'est pas ça le kazoo.
C'est pas une
Parce
harpe
que
de
j'ai
bouche.
vraiment en tête, c'est
Ah oui,
un
non,
instrument
d'accord,
en fait que tu peux mettre dans la bouche et que tu fais vibrer avec ton doigt. Là, moi j'avais ça en tête.
Ouais,
Un
je vois.
kazoo.
Ouais, bah, moi c'est comme ça
Je sais
que
pas comment ça s'appelle.
Tu vois,
donc,
maintenant que tu me le dis, je visualise le
parce que moi je
kazoo.
pense que c'était plus ça, quoi.
Ouais, je visualise le kazoo et je le revisualise mieux. Mais pour moi, à chaque fois que Shori parlait de kazoo, il parlait de cette harpe de bouche dont tu parles là.
Ah non,
effectivement.
non, pas du tout. Non, le kazoo, c'est vraiment un espèce de petit truc
Oui.
conique dans lequel tu souffles / parles dedans et que ça fait un bruit trop fort et insupportable. De toute façon, vous avez déjà entendu Shori faire du kazoo, donc vous savez ce que ça fait comme bordel.
Et les gens en
Mais,
redemandent.
Oui, voilà. Écoutez, la prochaine fois, je lui ferai baisser son gars du micro, histoire que ça vous explose pas les
Ou
oreilles.
tu rallumes son crisp. On a bien remarqué avec Amanda que ça marchait.
Yes.
Bon, toi, tant que tu lui offres pas une vuvuzela, nous, ça nous va. Hein.
Et on le salue bien sûr, hein, qui est parti se reposer pour se préserver la voix, puisqu'il sera commentateur
oui.
demain sur les courses de Chocobo. Castel, à toi.
Moi, ça va être très rapide. Je ne l'ai pas faite.
Ah, donc on est sur 3 sur 5, effectivement, et en 2,5 plus, puisque j'ai pas terminé. Écoutez, on fera un spoiler cast. Puisqu'on en est à parler un petit peu de l'actualité d'Ether-14 Radio, sachez que la prochaine session aura lieu fin novembre, normalement le 26. C'est à reconfirmer. On vous en reparlera. Sachez également que la chaîne va subir une petite pause à partir du 17 octobre jusqu'au 11 novembre. Puisque, comme nous l'avons dit au cours de cette session, une partie de l'équipage, et principalement donc le gardien de phare qui est en train de parler, sera en déplacement au pays du soleil levant pour des congés, somme toute, salvateurs. On va dire ça
mérité, comme on dit.
Et du coup, on va faire ça. Donc vous aurez... Alors, j'ai pas envie de dire pas, parce que j'ai quand même quelques idées en tête, mais peut-être qu'il y aura des live IRL qui vont popper ça et là pendant cette période, mais vous n'aurez pas de contenu sur Final Fantasy XIV entre le 17 octobre et le 11 novembre sur la chaîne d'Ether-14 Radio. On fera bien sûr un live de retour le dimanche 12, un live tout en bleu, ou peut-être pas, peut-être qu'on aura tellement de choses à vous dire qu'on n'aura même pas le temps de faire du mage bleu, mais voilà ce qui se passera, et je sais pas si on sera en état de participer aux courses Chocobo du 12 novembre non plus, on verra ça. Enfin, Naoui vous dira. En tout cas, voilà, voilà ce qui va se passer, et on a une autre actualité à partager concernant Ether-14 Radio. On va vous montrer ça, on va passer en mode cinéma, puisque alors on ne sait pas trop sous quelle forme vous allez pouvoir participer, mais en tout cas, sachez que eh bien, Ether-14 Radio s'uniformise avec ce magnifique t-shirt. C'est le t-shirt Ether-14 Radio qui va sortir sous toutes ses tailles et toutes ses formes. C'est-à-dire que vous aurez la coupe femme et la coupe homme. On aura un peu plus... on aura toutes les tailles, en fait. Il faudra juste nous dire. On essaiera de faire en sorte que... de mettre en place un élément qui vous permettra de récupérer ce magnifique t-shirt. Il est-il pas beau ce t-shirt, camarades?
Il est magnifique ce t-shirt.
Ouais, il est magnifique.
Donc, pourquoi il y a toutes les tailles? C'est parce que rien que dans le crew d'Ether-14, en fait, il y a toutes les tailles. Donc, du coup, c'était facile.
Et pour ceux qui se posent la question, le plus gros, c'est moi d'abord. Nanana.
Combien hoodie? Alors, c'est pas un hoodie, Toki, tu vois, c'est un t-shirt.
Madame.
Ah là là.
J'adore rire.
Mais alors, en vrai, faudrait qu'on regarde, mais il est possible que ça ne dépassera pas, et c'est même sûr, en fait, ça ne sera même pas le chiffre que je vais vous sortir là, ça ne dépassera pas la vingtaine d'euros. Ça sera en dessous de 20, c'est quasiment sûr. Parce que l'idée, c'est pas de faire du profit. Vous le savez bien que c'est une émission de passionnés par des passionnés et fait avec passion, et que chaque euro que vous avec lesquels vous contribuez, que ce soit avec vos subs, avec vos sub-gifts ou avec vos bits ou vos dons, tout ceci a toujours été réinvesti dans des choses que vous pouvez réobtenir vous en tant que soutien de cette communauté qui est celle de l'équipage d'Ether-14 Radio. Donc, et autre élément d'ailleurs, par exemple, qui souligne ça, parce que si la raison pour laquelle on ne peut pas vous annoncer encore où est-ce que ce sera disponible, c'est parce qu'il faut que je vérifie que ce que l'on a en tête est possible. Et qu'est-ce que l'on a en tête? Exactement comme lorsque l'on avait fait le giveaway lors de l'épisode où Amanda était présente l'année dernière, on aimerait que tout ceci vous soit accessible sans avoir à en payer les frais de port. Parce que il faut que les frais de port soient gratuits, en fait. Parce que ce n'est pas à vous d'encaisser le fait que vous n'êtes pas en bas de chez nous, quoi. On est sur Twitch, on est sur Internet. C'est un podcast aussi que vous pouvez retrouver sur plusieurs plateformes. Peut-être que des personnes auront cette annonce de ce t-shirt via Spotify, Deezer, Amazon Music, Apple Music, YouTube Music ou que sais-je. Et peut-être que vous voudrez obtenir ce t-shirt. Pourquoi l'endroit où vous êtes devrait influer sur le prix que cela va nécessiter. Donc, on faut qu'on trouve... D'ailleurs, si vous avez des suggestions de plateformes qui permettent de rétribuer de la manière la plus juste possible les communautés, n'hésitez pas à nous les soumettre, que ce soit sur le Discord ou dans le chat lorsque nous sommes en live. On se fera un plaisir de prendre vos suggestions. Mais le t-shirt n'est pas la seule chose que l'on a à vous proposer. Nous avons également... Je vais mettre le chat. Attendez, on va activer le chat pour voir aussi les réactions, parce que là, il y a eu des réactions sur le t-shirt, mais il y a également les mugs. Les mugs Ether-14 Radio seront disponibles également très très prochainement. Vous aurez ce mug qui passe parfaitement au lave-vaisselle et au micro-ondes, m'a-t-on dit. Donc, ne vous inquiétez pas. Et il existe en 2 coloris, blanc ou noir, ou blanc et noir.
Je vais totalement en voler un pour le boulot.
Mais complètement. C'est ce qu'il faut.
La chance, il me reste de la place dans les placards pour 2 mugs. Ça fait depuis 2007 que je fais une collection de mugs, j'en peux plus.
Pour ma collection
Plus où
personnelle,
les ranger, moi.
Ah bah,
pour ma collection personnelle, il me faudra à un moment une boule à thé.
ah bah.
Une boule à thé
Imagine quand je suis,
Ether-14,
quand je suis
en forme
revenu
de
du
micro.
Japon.
Exactement.
Imagine quand je suis revenu du Japon avec la mug édition limitée PlayStation, avec la mug édition limitée Final Fantasy, avec tout ça là. Que je les ai payés 1,80€ l'unité parce que c'est des trucs que tu chopes, tu sais, dans les UFO catchers, les jeux à la pince là.
Mhm.
Et que les gens ils dépensent je sais pas combien pour récupérer le truc et puis ils se font ah ouais, mais en fait j'en voulais pas, je voulais juste gagner au jeu à la pince. Et tu trouves les trucs à 1,80€ et tu fais bah merci les gars, il y a pas de
Les
souci.
100 yen shop.
Là ouais, c'est littéralement ça. Ouais. Mais meilleure qualité que Daiso. Ouais.
Donc,
c'est comme ça que je me suis retrouvé avec des trucs, avec des mugs édition limitée Final Fantasy VII, Tifa et Cloud. Je les ai offerts, elles étaient à quelques euros, quoi. Moralité, elle est au Japon, on vous l'a dit. Je l'avais dit qu'en anglais tout à l'heure, donc je vais le redire pour les francophones. Si vous voulez aller au Japon et que vous ne parlez pas japonais, eh ben c'est pas grave, parce que vous pouvez avoir des cartes SIM très peu chères, du genre entre 20 et 25€ pour un mois, avec 4G illimité. Vous utilisez Google Traduction, de préférence de l'anglais au japonais, avec des phrases courtes. Combien est-ce que ça coûte, où se trouve ce bâtiment, etc. Ça marche super bien, ça m'a sorti de la merde je sais pas combien de fois. J'ai pu échanger avec des personnes qui pétaient pas un mot d'une autre langue que le japonais. Et vous allez vous prendre une claque, faites-vous plaisir, faites comme NK, faites comme Kotias, prenez du temps pour vous et allez au Japon.
Donc,
vrai ou faux?
Mais moi, il n'y a pas de souci.
Voilà.
Donc voilà les items qui seront. Tu parles de Noël, Toki. Il est effectivement pas. Enfin, à mon avis, ça sera effectivement dans ces eaux-là. Ça sera effectivement un petit peu par là que ce sera disponible. Le temps qu'on mette en place la plateforme, qu'on rentre de congé et qu'on vous propose ça avec la manière la plus assurée possible qu'il n'y aura pas de souci, tout simplement. Donc ouais. Et toujours avec 0 frais de port, ou comme le disent les professionnels du genre, 0 FDP. Ce qui m'a toujours fait marrer. Hein. Mais bon. Donc, back on the game. Revenons, mais même si on va pas pouvoir parler de grand-chose, puisque la MSQ n'est pas terminée pour tout le monde, voire même pas commencée. Il reste effectivement une 655, mais il y aura toujours des épisodes d'Ether-14 radio. Il y aura même, au-delà de ça, dans 2 semaines, un FanFest qui sera couvert par les camarades du Nexus éthéréen. Donc n'hésitez pas à aller les suivre toutes et tous dès que leurs plannings seront cadrés et annoncés, afin de pouvoir suivre tous les événements du FanFest, sauf les concerts malheureusement, qui n'ont pas le droit d'être photographiés ni filmés. Et qui ne seront pas diffusés sur la chaîne officielle Twitch de Final Fantasy XIV. En revanche, vous aurez effectivement des special guests, comme l'a dit Amanda, et notamment en termes de special guests, il a été annoncé que Hironobu Sakaguchi serait présent à Londres pour avoir non pas 1, non pas 2, mais je crois 3 panels avec Naoki Yoshida.
Énorme.
Ok.
Eh ben, on va rester dans le thème FF14. On va reparler d'une autre personne qui est venue dans l'émission. On va parler du créateur de Teamcraft, vite fait.
Oh.
Si vous connaissez pas Teamcraft, il a été
Mieux.
mis à jour sur la dernière version avec des nouveaux modules à l'intérieur pour notamment les ateliers de votre... pas l'île paradisiaque. La félicité insulaire, merci. Des nouveaux modules pour vous aider à gérer vos animaux, à gérer la fabrication d'objets pour monter l'expérience de la félicité insulaire. C'est beaucoup plus simple. Il y a eu des... Tiens, ça c'est un truc, je pensais pas que j'aurais tellement aimé. La gestion des téléportations par extension maintenant dans le jeu. Ça c'est un truc, je passe mon temps à me TP de partout. Et maintenant, de pouvoir classer par extension, ça me facilite tellement la vie. C'est magnifique.
Nice, ça.
Ouais, c'est les petits trucs comme ça. Les petits trucs. Qu'est-ce qu'il y avait d'autre dans ce patch qui était bien? Les skins PVP. Vous avez peut-être vu passer les skins PVP, les espèces de tenues modernes, streetwear, je crois ça s'appelle.
Oui.
On appelle ça. Il a été validé, c'est dans le jeu. Elles ne sont pas liées à une classe. Elles sont équipables par les disciples de la guerre, les disciples de la main, les récolteurs, les artisans, ce que vous voulez. Si vous voulez ces tenues, il faut faire du Crystalline Conflict. Ça coûte pas spécialement cher. Vous n'avez pas besoin de monter dans les rangs. Vous avez juste besoin de la monnaie. Vous pouvez acheter. Vous pouvez l'éteindre. C'est des skins normalement qui sont là pour rester, mais enfin bon, allez les chercher parce qu'ils sont quand même cool. Je sais pas si vous avez vu ça dans les patch notes.
Ouais, si, complètement. Et je me demandais quand est-ce que j'aurais le temps d'aller les chercher, justement.
Bah, si t'as déjà la monnaie cristalline, tu peux déjà aller les chercher. J'ai même pas eu besoin de refaire un match, tu vois. Donc moi, je suis content parce que j'ai pas spécialement envie de passer ma vie en PVP. Je suis désolé, je n'ai pas encore le PVP. Talécha, il va essayer de me convertir un jour, il va avoir du mal. Il y a un nouveau PNJ pour les livraisons spéciales hebdomadaires. Je sais pas vraiment si c'était nécessaire. On en a déjà eu 2 pendant l'extension avec Améliance et comment il s'appelait notre ami Anden. Maintenant, on a Margrat. Je sais pas trop si c'était nécessaire, mais pour les artisans, si vous aimez rendre toutes les semaines, et c'est bien pour vous aussi. Pour les adeptes de housing, on a encore plein de meubles, on a encore des trucs dans les aquariums, on a des plantes, des nouvelles cartes de triple triade. Ça, je sais que je vais galérer à les avoir, comme d'hab. Des nouveaux monstres sur la félicité insulaire. Il y a eu un travail quand même, mine de rien. Ça, NK, toi, t'as beaucoup aimé. T'en as parlé sur les skins des Red 24 concernant les rodgars et les coiffures qui ne clippent plus dans les vêtements.
Nice, ça.
Bah ouais. Et ça, mine de rien, je me dis que ça fait partie du travail de rework. Je sais pas si c'est... parce que là, par exemple, c'est mon ninja. J'avais une coiffure qui avait tendance à clipper à mort avec une tenue, et maintenant, elle clippe plus.
Et j'ai regardé, moi, je suis tombé par chance sur le stuff de l'agresseur du Red 24, là, du dernier tir, et il est trop bien, et il clippe pas, effectivement. Donc, ouais, il va falloir qu'on refasse une session glam, les gens, où on va repasser encore tous les torses pour vérifier. Ah, ça clip chez les Aora, nous dit-on dans le chat.
Ah, c'est quoi, ça clip avec les cornes, peut-être? Parce que ça aussi, c'est les tenues des Red 24 où ils ont prévu les espaces pour la queue à l'arrière des costumes. Donc, mine de rien, ils sont en train de... Bah, déjà aussi, on va avoir les doubles teintures, a priori, sur le rework. Donc, ils sont en train de penser à ça aussi. Pour ceux qui font de l'irréel avec... comment ça s'appelle? Parce que j'ai que les noms en anglais, je suis désolé. Là, c'est Tornan, et le petit mini-jeu qu'on a après, c'est Faux Holo en anglais. Mais
Toucher, tourner.
Toucher, tourner. On a une nouvelle monture qui est trop classe avec le cactuar lunaire. Il est magnifique. Des petits ajustements sur les classes en combat, mais pas grand-chose.
Il sera plus possible de gruger les roulettes Red Alliance.
Oui.
Et ça, c'est bien.
Ils ont gueulé instantanément sur Twitter, c'était trop drôle. On a eu un bug qui était extrêmement
Bien
drôle.
que là que ça doit gueuler, parce que putain, mais moi, qu'est-ce que j'en avais marre de tags. en RAID 24 et de tomber toujours sur le dédale antique, quoi. C'est bon, la synchro, elle est suffisamment sympa, on peut les faire, les autres, arrêtez. Ça
Ouais.
change au moins.
Je sais pas si vous avez entendu parler de ce bug, je l'ai vu passer sur Twitter, qui est extrêmement drôle, où, de façon complètement random, dans un groupe en contenu comme le dernier défi, les joueurs peuvent avoir des buffs et des debuffs complètement random qui n'ont rien à voir avec leur classe. C'est comme ça qu'on a des clips où tu as un danseur, il fait pas technique, pas technique, pas technique, pas technique, pas technique, en boucle. Il fait 50 000 parcours en boucle. Et c'était un dragoon qui avait le buff qui permettait le double cast du mage rouge. Et que des bêtises comme ça.
D'accord.
C'est beaucoup trop drôle. Et là, par contre, c'est véritablement un bug. C'est pas. Ah oui, ça, c'était un truc. Il y a des actions maintenant qui ne peuvent plus être faites en combat parce que ça avait été utilisé de façon abusive. Où est-ce que c'était ça?
La matérialisation, je crois.
Ouais,
Enfin,
c'est
du moins, il y
ça.
avait la matérialisation. Est-ce qu'il y avait d'autres aussi qui ont enlevé la possibilité de le faire, la réparation? Enfin, toutes ces actions comme ça que tu pouvais faire en fight et qui étaient utilisées, c'est sur P10S parce qu'en fait, pendant que tu étais stuck dans l'animation de ce truc-là, bah, tu te faisais pas éjecter par le boss sur le mur.
Ah.
Donc tu pouvais totalement ne pas faire la mécanique, ne pas fabriquer le mur, tu lançais ce truc-là et t'en avais rien à foutre. C'est assez terrible comme exploit.
Restriction des items, machin.
Il y a aussi un nouveau portrait chez Chloé, nous dit-on. Un nouveau portrait chez Chloé, avec 2 certificats d'argent. Oui, c'est vrai, les certificats d'argent ont enfin leur utilité. Il y a un item exclusif qu'on ne peut avoir que comme ça. Ce qui veut dire que les 2 lignes deviennent intéressantes à farmer.
Oh mon dieu, le truc. Est-ce que c'est le vrai nom en français? La réduction éthéréenne.
Oui.
Quand tu fais des collectionnables.
C'est la... Non, ils appellent ça l'hétérolisation, mais oui.
L'hétérolyse,
Ouais,
pardon.
l'hétérolyse.
Oui, bah, je suis désolé, je casse les pieds, moi je suis encore en mode anglais. Donc l'hétérolyse maintenant se fait en chaîne. Plus besoin de faire un par un. Oh mon dieu, merci. Merci. Bien évidemment, juste après que j'ai fini les armes des artisans de la main et des récolteurs, quoi. Les
Bah, bien
reliques.
sûr, parce que sinon c'est pas drôle.
Bah oui, c'est pas drôle.
Putain.
Enfin bref, pour ceux qui ne les ont pas fait, maintenant vous pouvez. C'est beaucoup plus précis. Des améliorations il y a la monture mandragore de la Félicité insulaire, elle est beaucoup trop belle. Mais elle va coûter cher, je crois. Ah voilà, c'était ça. Donc Disenfesis, donc l'hétérolyse, le fait de mettre des matériaux, le fait d'extraire des matériaux, le fait d'appliquer une teinture, des glamours, toutes ces actions-là sont plus possibles en combat maintenant. Il me semblait que c'était même pas le cas à la base en fait. Je sais pas vous, mais moi en combat, je surveille ma rotation, je m'amuse pas.
Non, mais c'est vrai, c'est dingue qu'ils aient trouvé ça. Sachant que du coup, pour ce setup, il fallait qu'ils aient quelque chose à réparer ou à matérialiser pour exploiter le truc, quoi.
Bah, du coup, vu le fait d'appliquer une teinture, ça, fallait vraiment le trouver, quoi. Pour esquiver cette technique, je vais passer du rose au rose foncé. Et comme ça, peinard. Bah, voyons.
Mais ouais, il y a eu pas mal de quality of life qui ont été appliqués et c'est plutôt cool d'ailleurs.
Ouais.
Donc, on va creuser un petit peu tout ça. On va se retrouver, alors je ne sais si, d'ici un peu plus d'un mois. Et en attendant, on va profiter. NK, tu as dû voir cela. J'ai dû voir quoi? Ah oui, je dis juste merci pour ça.
Le curseur disparaît tout seul.
Oui. Alors quand il a disparu, je me suis dit, et pourquoi je le faisais pas avant? Parce que moi j'ai toujours la main sur la souris en fait, et je me disais ouais non tiens, maintenant que j'ai l'habitude de le mettre dans le coin, Je me dis, tiens, mais pourquoi je le faisais pas avant? Mais oui, effectivement, quand vous n'êtes pas actif sur une cinématique, eh bien, le curseur disparaît au bout de 5 secondes. Et ça, c'est super cool. Merci, Mr. Julius. Effectivement, ça, c'est un des bons quality of life qu'ils ont mis en place, effectivement.
Même pas fait gaffe, tiens.
Et il est vraiment discret. Et bien, je te dis, moi, quand il a disparu, je me suis dit, ah ouais, mais donc, en fait, vraiment, parce que moi, ce qui m'agace, c'est qu'il soit là, en fait. T'as rien à cliquer pendant une cinématique, sauf quand il y a des choix de dialogue à faire. Les choix de dialogue, ils sont pas là tout le temps. Ils apparaissent. Pourquoi la souris n'apparaît pas au moment où il y a des choix de dialogue? Moi, le simple fait qu'il soit là et qu'il faut attendre 5 secondes à ne rien faire avec la souris pour qu'il disparaisse, c'est un pas dans le bon sens. Mais pour moi, ça ne reste pas suffisant. Et c'est pour ça que quand c'est arrivé, je me suis dit, ah ouais, je gueulais alors qu'il disparaît au bout de 5 secondes. J'étais vraiment vénère. Mais en fait, non, ça y est. Maintenant, il disparaît au bout de 5 secondes. Et après, ce serait bien, effectivement, voilà, je ne suis plus obligé de bouger ma souris dans un coin. Oui, pareil, moi, je la cachais derrière la caméra ou je la mettais dans le blur qu'il y a parce que j'aime bien, des fois, aller regarder ce qui se dit dans le canal textuel pendant une vidéo. Donc, effectivement, quand je suis en mode movie, c'est voilà, les petits trucs de streamers. En tout cas, est-ce qu'on a des choses à rajouter, camarades?
Je pense que je fais le tour pour le moment.
Ouais.
En tout cas, pour les nouveautés, ouais, on a fait le tour, je pense.
Est-ce que vous avez des actualités dont vous souhaiteriez discuter? Toi, par exemple, Naoui, tu as un programme qui se chamboule là jusqu'à 2024 par rapport à ce que tu faisais d'habitude sur ta chaîne.
Malheureusement, oui.
Est-ce que tu peux nous en
Il
parler
paraît
un petit
que
peu?
j'ai ce qu'on appelle un vrai travail, voilà, qui est un petit peu plus pénible que mon vrai travail d'avant, qui fait qu'au lieu d'être en full remote et de pouvoir abuser et de faire mes streams aux heures auxquelles je voulais les faire, c'est-à-dire de 11h à 14h, et ben en fait, maintenant, il y en a certains que je vais devoir faire le soir. Pour le moment, c'est uniquement le live du mercredi qui est concerné, que je ferai le soir. Mais c'est volant en fait, c'est-à-dire que au niveau de mes jours de présentiel, j'ai le mardi et le jeudi, mais je m'en fous, c'est des jours où je live pas. Et le dernier jour, c'est normalement le mercredi, mais parfois ça bouge. Genre typiquement, dans 2 semaines, ça sera lundi. Bref, voilà. Donc, vous étonnez pas. Parfois, je vais live de 19h à 22h. C'est normal. C'est parce que je suis pas là la journée, tout simplement. Et ça va effectivement durer jusque début 2024, normalement. Ce qui fait que le retard astronomique aussi que j'ai accumulé au niveau des kits ne va pas s'arranger.
Force et soutien à toi là-dessus.
Yes, non, mais on avance quand même doucement mais sûrement. Le guide du défi en NM devrait sortir demain. J'ai encore celui du Raid 24 à finaliser. Il y a le guide des embranchements qui est enfin sorti. Je peux dire à quel point j'avais accumulé du retard. C'est-à-dire qu'en fait, le guide des embranchements, il est prêt depuis plusieurs jours. J'avais juste pas pris le temps de faire le dernier check, relecture et tout pour le publier. J'ai enfin pu le faire. Ça y est, il est disponible. Si vous avez toujours pas fait les embranchements du Mont-Roncon, eh bien, vous pouvez aller voir le guide tout gentiment préparé par Chori. Vous aurez tous les indices, toutes les strates, tout ce qu'il vous faut pour le faire, en long, en large et en travers. Et le reste, ça arrivera quand ça arrivera, en fonction du temps qu'on va avoir pour les finir. Ça m'ennuie beaucoup parce que voilà, j'aime pas mettre des mois à sortir des guides, mais je ne peux malheureusement pas faire autrement tant que je suis obligée d'avoir un taf alimentaire, ce sera comme ça. Voilà.
Eh bien, en tout cas, force à toi.
Tout à fait.
Yes.
Et
Désolée, à chaque fois, poser question là-dessus pour me plaindre, excusez-moi. Je fais mon meilleur, hein, promis.
Oui, ça,
Et
ça, je pense que personne n'en doute.
voilà.
Et on est de tout cœur avec
J'aimerais
toi.
faire mieux.
On va pas quand même se quitter
Merci.
sur une note triste. Est-ce qu'il reste des places demain pour le tournoi de course Chocobo, Naoui?
La dernière fois que j'ai regardé, il en restait une,
Allez, il
à
reste.
savoir que on a qui, maintenant a pris l'habitude de se mettre en bench pour laisser la possibilité aux gens qui veulent découvrir les courses de Chocobo de venir avec nous.
Hmm.
Si quelqu'un veut s'essayer aux courses de Chocobo, il y a effectivement une place de disponible. Sinon, on viendra encore gentiment te chercher demain matin, Julius.
Et je pense que c'est sur ces bonnes paroles que oui, moi, oui bien sûr toi, Mister Julius, que on va donc pouvoir clôturer cette session. Merci encore à Kotias et Déby pour la traduction. Je crois que le chat vous l'a déjà dit maintes fois, mais ils continueront à vous le dire.
Plus Kotias que moi, c'est elle qui a fait tout le travail. Hein. Je me suis un peu plus occupé du standard. Merci, Kotias.
C'était voilà, il y a tout le monde s'est
Je
occupé
pense
de
que
quelque chose.
je pense que l'erratique s'est vu quand au bout d'un moment je me suis perdue dedans et je suis revenue en mode désolé, j'ai perdu le fil. Alors voilà à peu près ce qui s'est dit dans les 5 dernières minutes.
Pour avoir regardé, il me semblait que tu avais tenu le fil correctement du début à la fin.
En fait, je faisais comme j'avais dit, c'est pas non plus une traduction exacte, etc. Mais j'ai essayé de donner au moins une idée de la conversation. Et le fait est que parfois il y a des choses, est-ce que vraiment on a besoin de les traduire, ce genre de choses? Je voulais surtout que l'idée globale soit transmise. Et ouais, voilà. Je pense avoir fait ce qu'il fallait de ce côté-là, mais c'est vrai, il y a eu des moments, voilà, le cerveau il est pas fait pour se concentrer pendant 3 heures. Donc, il y a eu des moments où j'avais besoin d'une petite pause avant de reprendre, effectivement.
Mais ne vends pas le secret des Ether-14 radio qui font que justement, au bout de 3 heures, on a des exclus. Non, mais en tout cas, c'était super d'être avec vous pour cette session bien particulière avec nos deux invités de marque, Amanda Achen, Jason Charles Miller. Le tout en réécoute dès demain, que ce soit dans les temps forts de la chaîne ou sur les plateformes de podcast, ça et là. On va, je pense, se quitter, à moins que vous ayez un mot de la fin à rajouter chacun. D'ailleurs, je vais vous le demander, ce mot de la fin, le temps que je prépare la fin de cette session.
Chanteuse.
Castel?
N'hésitez pas encore une fois, ceux qui sont intéressés, à aller demain en course de Chocobo qu'organise Naoui.
Moi, j'attends de voir Julius remporter le tournoi.
Afin de pouvoir se marier en jeu.
Exactement.
Avec
Moi,
son
je
lien
veux
éternel.
recevoir mon carton d'invitation. Là, ça fait trop longtemps, j'en ai marre. Julius fait quelque chose.
Kotias?
Simplement, bonne soirée à tout le monde. Et si jamais il y a des gens anglophones mais qui comprennent plus ou moins le français encore et qui sont pas sur la même time zone, bonne journée à vous. Et puis voilà, tout simplement.
Je voudrais moi-même remercier mes camarades, Kotias Kamora, Daibi, Netsumi, Castel, Destil et Nawiel Almugar. Je suis NK. Et jusqu'à la prochaine, prenez soin de vous et des autres. Ether-14 Radio est une autoproduction de NKL Castel Destil, Namuel Almugar, Kotias Kamora et Daibi Netsumi. Retrouvez toutes les infos, leurs liens et leurs réseaux sur le Discord d'Ether-14 Radio. Le générique d'intro est réalisé à partir d'un morceau des Sons of Hades. Ce générique de fin est réalisé par Formant X. Retrouvez leur composition libre de droit sur epidemicsound.com. Ether-14, ses animateurs et ses animatrices sont seuls responsables des propos tenus lors de ce podcast. Square Enix et l'équipe Final Fantasy XIV ainsi que leurs invités ne peuvent être reconnus responsables des propos tenus au cours de cette émission.